All right. Good morning and welcome in. Happy Friday. It is Happer and Schaefer. You're on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the Zone Radio Network. I'm Connor Happer alongside Michael Severe and Joey Warcola this morning. Hi, guys.
Hi. I was sitting at home yesterday and I realized they've got to get some egg crates because the echo,
it pops.
It's a little bit of it. And it's, you know what happens? Because the microphones are good. You stop talking or whomever. The next person and the microphone hears the echo and tries to modulate it to the next person, and that's when you hear it. So you need to get
so the next person is a little bit quieter when they start to come in
because the microphone's trying to help.
We notice things. I don't know if people notice it at home. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't, or wherever they're listening in the car. I have no idea, but the radio freaks in the room certainly do. But hey, we're on day 3.
Yeah, in a new studio that has new painting, I think, too.
And our ceilings are definitely higher than they were in the previous
and room. That's a big part of it, too.
I don't even know how that's possible because it's literally the next room.
I don't know if it is. I think the floor is lower.
Do we step up going into that room?
I think there's an angle going up there. I remember we had a flood in here one time, and it did flow that way. So I think we're actually going up.
We're downstream.
Yeah, we're downstream from that other studio. That's what happens.
Yeah. All right, Joey. Good morning to you. How are you?
Joey.
Good morning. What do you have on the docket this weekend? Are you free? What are you doing? What do you got?
I don't know. Well, I got called up to do some things for our sister radio stations.
Excellent.
So I'm doing some extra gigs just because I want to help out.
What particular radio station were you called up for?
Sweet 98.5.
Yeah, that's called down.
Up to the big leagues.
That's the down. You're going down. That's not up. That's down.
Well,
that's not up.
I am working from an AM to an FM.
Nah, AM is the classic originator. Without AM, there was no radio. Honestly, the AM station, you want to look it up, makes the money for the company. So you're going down.
Look it up.
Look it up.
I'll Google it.
Says Michael with his Whataburger cup, and he's ready to go.
It's my iced coffee.
So
I made myself.
I was curious about this as I was writing a couple things down for the show last night, and then again this morning because you reminded me about your irrational anger list.
Yeah.
If you were going to apostrophize your name,
it's apostrophe S.
So Mike,
it's 2 of them.
Mike apostrophe L apostrophe S.
Yeah. So the rule, you can just put an apostrophe. Right?
Yeah.
So say you got something like jazz.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to apostrophize that, you don't put an apostrophe S, you just put an apostrophe.
Right.
You can do that with mine, but I was told when I got my first job in TV.
Oh, so
and they went to the AP style book, which
that's not what
everything.
I'm looking for. That's
and then they go to the double apostrophe S.
Yeah.
So they go apostrophe L, apostrophe S. That's what they say is right.
Huh.
That's where I first heard about it.
It feels wrong.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
So you can, if you feel better, just put the apostrophe after the L.
I just made it grammatically incorrect. I just typed in Michael irrational anger list.
That's good enough. Yeah. You could put, you know what you could put? You could put a semicolon there.
Michael
semicolon. Yeah. Do it that way. Yeah.
There's other ways that you can
you can always work around it. The English language is beautiful.
That's right.
It's absolutely a beautiful thing.
You could do a whole bunch of different things with it. So it's great. And you don't have to ask the question of what you do with the apostrophe or a second potential apostrophe in Michael Severe's name.
That could be on the list, by the way. That list we didn't get to yesterday about knowing you're an American is having really weird grammar rules. Because when you learn foreign languages, you realize, damn, English is hard. We make things a lot more complicated than they need to be.
I'm so happy that English was my first language.
Yes,
I would, because I've already had a difficulty learning other languages.
Yes.
So learning English would be
we have
impossible.
So many words and meanings for the words. We have all these rules for it. The spelling is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? You putting letters in there that don't need to be there.
Also, think about how much like slang and stuff we have now. I mean, just words that aren't words that we use now.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Did you watch a lot of Looney Tunes growing up?
No, not really.
So
did a lot of it.
There was a stretch of Looney Tunes.
Joey's into the tunes.
It wasn't the big name people, right, that are from Looney Tunes. They had a lot of these random ones where it would be like, for example, this is the one. There was this cool cat, right? And the cool cat goes to heaven. He's died. He gets to heaven and he meets the guy holding the trumpet, right? Gabriel. He meets him at the gate. He gets there and he says, well, tell me your life story. And he starts telling him the life story where he's like a 1960s cool cat. So everything's in slang. So Gabriel is picturing all of these things. Like I lived in this hole in the wall, and he pictures him living in a hole in the wall. And that's how it would be for foreign people, right? They're like, what are you?
It's a completely different thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that happens a lot with English. English is tough.
So it is Friday, and we have many things to throw at you all today. Our regular Friday stuff, including our city of the day, which I made an executive decision, and I chose Wichita.
It's a good one.
Wichita, Kansas is our city of the day today.
Wonderful.
Why? Because Wichita mogged, fake word, Omaha on getting the first four, which I'm very happy about.
Would you say
Hooray!
they won or they lost?
They mogged that. They mogged Omaha.
Okay, so mogged is when you steal something from someone?
You
They like mug
you
people with an
alpha
O?
them, you embarrass them, you
Okay.
know, like
So you tap them on the top of the head. Like when the kids do a big
oh yeah,
defensive
that'd
back
be-
and he's like,
that'd
he's
be
doing
mogging.
this, I do this thing to you, or I dunk on you and I tap my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
That's
a
mogging.
bunch of guys are out there and they throw like 85-mile-an-hour fastball, and this one dude comes in, he's got a 92 or something like that. He mogged him.
He mogged them. Okay.
Yeah.
I learned a new word.
Wichita mogged Omaha, which once again I'm okay with. Sometimes it's okay to be mogged.
I'm excited about that city always because thankfully my kids have no athletic ability whatsoever. So when they played baseball, they were done by like 8 or 9 years old. And so I never had to go to travel
You didn't make
to
any trips to Wichita.
where they have a million parks for a million club things going on at the same time.
Somehow I avoided that in my athletic career, but so I went to Wichita one time. It was for a wedding.
Really?
And that's
Never for baseball.
Never for baseball.
They go, I know Damon used to go there all the time, but for everything, basketball, for everything, camps.
Yep.
It was like the place to
It
go.
is
I'm
the
like,
hub of.
can we not build that here?
And there's some now, and like there's more in Kansas City now, and
Really?
it kind of spread out stuff like that. But yes, we will talk about Wichita and our city of the day coming up in just a little while. Our Friday shout outs are here.
Woo-hoo.
You know what, Joey? Since we have an extra pair of Storm Chasers tickets to give away today, we have 2 pair
Yes,
to
we
give
do.
away today. Why don't we, if we get a good Friday shout out, why don't you send some tickets their way?
Yeah, I could do that.
So however you want to, send in your Friday shout out, please feel free to do so, whether it's the text line 402-951-1620, Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can tweet at us at HappenShafe on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. I'll get out the Twitter right now. You can email us on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com.
Who's
I
that
guess
huge guy?
we don't know how to get to Michael on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed.
My Gmail has been the same since
yeah,
I got
that's right.
Gmail. It's just Michael Severe.
Tell people your Gmail.
Mikel Severe at gmail.com.
on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
And Joey, not just
Joey.
just a good shout out, a very good shout out, an exceptional shout out.
Yes.
If you're going to win something, it can't just be a good shout
a
out.
tremendous
It has to be
Tremendous.
tremendous.
See how many words we have for
Yes.
something so simple in America?
America.
Well, this is a good week
America.
to do it. This is a new week for us in a new studio. So I'm giving you a hint on how you could get those tickets.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just read his shirt.
You know about that?
No, I've never seen that before.
Joey, would you like to explain to Michael what your shirt
Yeah,
is?
explain me the Macoon.
Ypsilanti, you won't survive a minute in that stadium.
So
Eastern
there was,
Michigan.
there was a guy who, this is just a tweet from probably a couple of years ago.
It was something last year, and then Sicko's committee made a shirt out of this meme. Just
And
how great the action is.
It was
Wouldn't survive
basically
a quarter in
somebody
Ypsilanti.
complaining about their circumstances,
Yeah.
and, watching college football in other parts of the country. And the one person from Ypsilanti, Michigan came in. He goes, "You wouldn't survive a second," basically in the MAC or whatever it was. I don't know the entire backstory.
That's
on it,
hilarious.
but it was great. And now there's a T-shirt to commemorate it. Joey bought it from the Sickos
Another
Committee.
example how the English language is a trip.
Once again, yeah.
Ypsilanti.
If I was a foreign person, I read that shirt, I'd be like, "What is
Well,
going
shout
on?"
out to
Wide
Sicko's
swath.
committee because I saw that shirt. I'm like, I got to get this shirt,
That's a
and
great shirt.
they gave me the link, and I bought it.
Let's go.
Raccoons are the best.
The Sickos have really settled into a nice groove. The Sickos.
Who are the Sickos?
You've not seen the Sickos Committee.
I do not know what the Sickos Committee is.
So the Sickos are the people who, once again, English language. They're people who love bad college football for the most part, which I think you would probably fall into.
I've
I mean,
been
you're
a sicko.
you're a pretty mega sicko.
I've
actually.
been-
Kind of
I've been
like
a sicko.
Iowa in their love for punting.
It's like 6'4",
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ultimate
Yeah.
Sickos game.
All the
basically,
weird
yeah.
The old
parts about
6'4"
college
game.
football.
Yeah.
These are the Sickos. And a couple of years ago, the Sickos Committee Twitter account popped
Yeah.
up, and they highlight all the weird crap that happens in college football. I'm
Oh.
shocked that you haven't seen this.
No, I have not. I used to have on, Kegs and Eggs.
It's very popular. Oh yeah,
So
Adam.
I used to
yes.
have Adam on, and we would do a sicko kind of game every week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sicko's game of the week.
But we didn't call it that. What do you call the stuff with the French fries, the gravy, and
Poutine?
We call it the poutine game of the week because as bad as it looks, you're eating that.
Dude, I love poutine.
He's like, it looks horrible, but you're going to eat that.
Give me something disgusting.
Yeah, we did the poutine game
Nebraska has been, featured heavily in the Sickos committee over the last several years.
Well,
you mentioned one.
Sickos too.
You mentioned one that you were at a couple decades ago. That Pittsburgh game, 7-6.
Oh, that was brutal.
That is a Sicko
That
game.
was both how about both those games? Because you had the rain game back in Pittsburgh, where no one could run. Corey Ross he's short because it was up to his knees in mud. It was just horrible. Yeah. Boats are in the river, and they're like upside down. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah.
Sickos are everywhere.
I didn't know about them.
Every MAC game is a Sicko game for the most part.
It's on Tuesday?
Yeah, look at this. 161,000 followers.
Holy, I don't think I am one of them.
Yeah, you got to get on that.
It's Sickos.
Sickos. Sicko. Michael, you were definitely a Sicko. You were definitely a
they paid for the check.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to.
You don't have to pay for the check. You really don't.
I do.
No one forces you.
So I did. I paid for the check. I did not like paying for the check. I didn't want to pay for the check, but I paid for the check because I wanted to be able to stream the stuff to my Twitter account. I wanted to be able to stream my show.
No.
And so that's how you do it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
I didn't like it, but whatever. It's whatever bucks a month. And then they came in later and they were like, oh yeah, you could upgrade to super duper Twitter or something like that. And you get all the functions that you thought you were going to get with the $8 that you do pay for. Right?
It's $8 a month.
I think it's $8.
So it's basically Peacock.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a secondary Peacock.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I love the
Peacock
fact
and a fourth.
It's based out of truly one of the worst cities in America. That's awesome. It's in Shreveport where
I didn't know that.
So Shreveport and Bossier City.
Sickos.
Yeah. Sickos. They're in Shreveport. That's what it says on here, at least. And,
that's a Sicko city.
Bossier City is a Sicko city.
Yeah.
One of the first cities to have nothing but casinos that made up your entire city.
Nebraska has some history in Shreveport.
2002 Independence Bowl against Eli Manning and Ole Miss.
So Sicko, I remember a couple of years ago. This is several years ago now. I went to Vegas. I check into my hotel room. I turn on the television, and they for some reason, this is when ESPN Classic still exists.
Oh yeah.
For some reason on ESPN Classic, there was the Independence Bowl
from 2002.
From 2002.
It's not a classic.
And I know
it's not a classic.
But I watched some of it. I don't know why. Because I'm a Sicko.
I went to an Independence Bowl, the actual, not the stadium, the bowl, and it snowed. And the quarterback, it was Michigan State playing, and that game, it was a great game, right? But it's snowing in Louisiana, which doesn't happen a whole lot.
Find out what year this
was. This would have been, was it 1998, 99, something like that? It was Tony Banks and Mushin Muhammad were your combination for Michigan State. Tony Banks was the quarterback. Mushin was the wide receiver.
1995?
Oh, wow, that long ago.
LSU.
Yeah. It started snowing, and we're all like going nuts. All excited about it because I just graduated from college. That makes sense. Yeah. So I got out of college that year and I was kind of traveling around looking for jobs before I got the job in Monroe in 96.
Now that is a Sicko game.
That would be a Sicko game, right? That's okay. I understand it now. And look at this. I will do this. I will follow. I have followed them.
Oh my God.
They have a lot more.
Kevin Falk ran for 234 yards.
People don't understand how good Kevin Falk was in high school and college.
Oh my God.
He was ridiculous. I watched him play in high school at Karen Crow and then followed him to LSU, and he was so dynamic.
Mushin Muhammad had 9 catches for 171 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Derek Mason, 6 catches for 74 yards. Nice day for him.
Head coach Derek Mason.
Let's see. Any other?
Who was the quarterback for LSU?
Herb Tyler.
Herb! Oh, my God. Herb beat number one Florida.
Herb Tyler.
Herb Tyler beat number 1 Florida in 1996. That was DiNardo's team. Tommy Banks scored the winning touchdown, and they put it. Remember, Sports Illustrated would have the big picture inside the middle, the two panels.
Yeah.
So you'd open it up in the middle, and it was a huge picture of Tommy Banks stretched out, going over the line of scrimmage for the touchdown to beat number 1 Florida.
That's awesome.
It was incredible. Herb Tyler was a good player.
Herb Tyler was 10 for 20. For a touchdown and interception in that game.
He was your typical,
nice day.
Really 80s quarterback who was more of a runner than he was a passer. Like we don't have these guys anymore, right? This guy would be moved to another position.
Absolutely.
But they kept Herb at quarterback because of what he could do with running the offense.
Michigan State turned the ball over 6 times.
It was snowing
in the game.
It was snowing.
They fumbled They fumbled 3. They lost 3 fumbles and they threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
Tony Banks.
Tony
Banks threw 3 interceptions. He also threw for 348 yards.
Tony Banks is a great example of a guy who I think today, in today's NFL, today's college football, would have been a huge star. But he was so raw, he wasn't getting great coaching, and they didn't know how to use him. Even in the league, right? He played for the Ravens and a couple of teams. Even in the league, he never really got used well. I think if he comes out now, he's a star.
They find a way to
make it work for him. Yeah.
Got a comment here from YouTube from D-Lo. Nebraska beat that Michigan. Of course, that was 1995.
Yeah.
Nebraska beat the crap out of Michigan State, and famously, Saban will still tell the story 4 times a year, and he'll say, Tom Osborne came up to me after the game. He says, "Not as bad as you think you are."
You're not as bad as you think you are.
He says that story 4 times a year.
He loves the story. Yeah. He loves the story. You know what it tells you? One, it meant a lot to him. That coach would say that to him, right? And it probably led to him actually better understanding losing, right? Because that's the hardest part of being a coach.
Yeah.
And he probably hadn't at that point in his career. I
was going to say, how much had he experienced?
That was his first.
Point?
That's his second. Toledo, right? Toledo his first job?
Correct.
I think it's Toledo, and then he went to Michigan State right after that.
What was he doing before that?
For head coaching jobs?
Wow, he bounced around a lot.
As an assistant.
As an assistant.
Right. And then he got the first job.
It was his second head coaching job. He was at Toledo for 1 year. Before he became the Browns DC and then back to Michigan State.
It took him 2 years or 3 years to get to 9 wins at Michigan State, if I remember correctly. And then he left to go to LSU.
So starting in 75, Kent State, Syracuse, West Virginia, Ohio State, Navy, Michigan State as a defensive assistant, the Houston Oilers, and then gets a Toledo head job in 1990. Coaches there for 1 year, leaves, goes to be the Browns DC, stays there for 4 years, comes back to Michigan State head coach, then LSU, Miami.
If you look at the track, it's a lot of Belichick, right? The Navy tie, Kent State tie, the Cleveland tie, all of that. Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't with the Giants. That's where he needed to be. He needed to be with the Giants.
Yeah.
Where was he in 86?
86. He was at Michigan State.
Okay. As an assistant there.
As an assistant. Defensive coordinator and DB
That's
coach.
The only thing he's really missing, but traveling along with Belichick.
Yeah. Also, we get this from YouTube, from Debo. Is Schaefer on load management?
Everybody needs a couple days.
Yeah, I think that's what you call vacation, right?
Everybody needs a couple days.
That's a good way to do it. We're not taking vacation anymore. We're taking load management.
I think actually Joey is doing load management next week. Right? That's load. When you give me a day. I just need a day.
Just give me one.
As good as Tim Duncan is, he needs a day.
Do you have to be in town to be on load management?
I think so.
Yes,
I think once you leave town,
not in town.
Yeah, once you leave town, it's not load management. It's true vacation.
All right.
Or it's PTO, as they would say in the executive business.
Oh yeah,
he's doing a little PTO.
PTO.
I saw a guy the other day. He had 1,000 hours of PTO when he retired, and he showed the check he got, because this is a company that's still nice enough to give you your money after you're leaving, and which many of them don't. And his check was ridiculous. It was all PTO. He had never taken any PTO the whole time he was there.
That's crazy. You got to take some days off.
You got to, right? You got to recharge. You got to just feel a little bit better about yourself.
Maybe his job wasn't demanding enough where he needed,
or he just was obsessive,
or he's just a sicko.
Some people are obsessive about working.
Some people are.
I can say that personally.
It's interesting, Michael.
Usually because they don't have anything better to do. They want to be occupied with something. So working is one of those things.
I feel so triggered when you said that to me. Ow! Wow! I feel so triggered.
Or maybe it is the quest to be so good at what you do, like you are.
Does your wife work? I was thinking about this. Does your wife work?
Yes.
Okay. You probably do 6 jobs.
Yeah.
If you include everything.
Seems conservative. Yeah. I think somewhere around
5-6 jobs, right? And there's a certain person. And a lot of it is, my wife always tells me this. She goes, look, I would like to retire with you being alive. That's what she always says. Mm-hmm. She goes, so pace yourself.
Interesting.
Pace yourself.
Well, how are we going to retire?
Exactly. That's my point.
That's what I always say.
That's what my point is. No?
How are we going to retire?
Exactly. Get a good money management guy, right? Get a good guy and make sure that he takes care of your money and get you set up. Yeah. And so we can buy our RV and travel around and go to all of the different fairs and all festivals around the country, which is my goal.
Or you could do like the children are doing these days, and they say that they're micro retiring, which is just taking vacation.
Micro retiring is taking vacation.
There was this whole story.
How many days do you need?
We made fun of this for a long time. It was probably 6 months or a year ago. there was this story that came out. It's like the Gen Zers are creating something called micro retirement, and it's basically just a 2-week vacation.
Actually, a 2-week vacation. By the end of that,
It's a pretty big deal.
I would need to get back to work.
Hey, when I had the longest time I've ever been gone from work was when I was paternity leave.
Yeah.
And it was 3 weeks, like right around this time. I guess it was, in a couple weeks, August. And I was so like, even though there was a child and all these different things, my life had completely turned upside down. I was so rested. It's like, I felt so good.
We did a trip once where we went from here to St. Louis, saw some friends, hung out, left there, went to Nashville. We had never been in Nashville, spent 4 days in Nashville, went to Atlanta for a family reunion, stayed there for a week, grabbed my mom, drove back to New Orleans, stayed in New Orleans for a week, and then drove home. When we were done, we hated each other when we finished because we were driving a car the whole time.
Yeah.
And I really needed to just go to work. I just couldn't.
I was like, I'm out of here.
It was killing me. I think it was like 17 days.
That's not a vacation.
It was micro retirement. That's what it was.
That's a different deal.
You know you're retired, and if you have a father or a grandfather that's been, you're retired when you don't know what day of the week it is.
Oh, definitely.
You ask my.
That's how I feel during the College World Series.
That's true. Yes, that's not retirement.
I retired from radio.
Yes, that's more overwhelming.
So Friday shout outs, get those in. We'll do those at about 8:45 this morning. Any way you'd like to get in touch with the show of our City of the Day coming up. We'll flip open the Phil Steele magazine in a moment. Also, I haven't told you our guests either today. Max Olson will join us at 8:30. Jake Sorensen will join us at 9:15. And new Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Corey Schlesinger will join the show coming up at 8 o'clock in Michael's series that he is creating, which is when I fill in, I bring a Husker legend.
I bring a Husker legend with me. Yeah.
I like it.
I think it makes sense.
I think it's pretty good. So we'll call him.
I have a lot of contacts in my phone
at 8 o'clock, and you're going to want to be there for that. We'll take a quick break and be back after this on a Friday on 1620 The Zone.
This is Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
All right, so we've been doing this in the 6 o'clock hour over the last few days now. This is how we preview college football.
Tiny balls.
With my little balls. Exactly. So what's our methodology today, Joey? What do you think? What do you want to do? Do you want to
Let's do 4 numbers this time.
4 numbers, no multiplication involved?
No
We'll see.
multiplication.
We'll see what we get. If you got like
depends on
1,
the
2,
numbers.
3, 4, we would do it multiplication.
All right, sometimes it's hard to move around my tiny balls. All right, here we go. We're gonna do 4.
Yes. Where did you get this?
Amazon.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I was looking
I'm
for.
fascinated for that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 17,
17,
24, 47, and 10.
98.
You got it.
Bam.
And then we'll multiply that.
I'm filling in for Schaefer.
You
Trying
and
to be
Schaefer.
a
are
He's a
just
really good
doing
math
that.
guy.
98. Have we done 98 before?
That would be weird if we
It
did.
is the Oregon Ducks.
Whoa!
It
The
is
presumptive national champion.
the Oregon Ducks. That's
Yes.
what people say.
Yes.
Or maybe they're the Penn State of this year.
No. no.
Hey,
They got a better head coach.
People
That's
are
not
high.
happening.
Hey, thank you. We handshake meme on James Franklin.
You know, I grew up a Penn State fan. I've been a Penn State fan my entire life. I understand Penn State.
Yeah. Me and you are James Franklin haters. Mike Schaefer, not a James Franklin hater. Let's see here. They went, of course, 13-2
They did.
last
They did.
year.
How many interceptions did Dante Moore throw?
Dante Moore
8, 9.
last year. Wow, where would that information
Under
be?
they should
on
be his
this
stat.
page?
His stat should be there.
Well, but they're impossible to read.
It should be there.
That's the
it's
problem.
so tiny. It's like your balls.
He's 6'3", 206
He's
pounds.
not 6'3".
Yeah, he's like
There's no way.
he's like 5'11".
He's not 6'3". I would give him 6'1".
11 and 9. Could that be right? I don't think that's right.
Did he throw 9 interceptions?
11 touchdowns and 9 picks.
No, he didn't have 11.
I-
That's what
if-
year is that?
I
Is that UCLA you're thinking about? When he was at UCLA?
First year at freshman year at
'Cause
UCLA,
he
15 starts, 3,614 yards, 30 and 10.
He threw all 10 of those were returned for touchdowns.
No kidding.
No, I'm just. It felt like that.
Dear God.
It felt like that every time he threw a pick at UCLA, a return for a touchdown.
So it says this is wrong. Obviously,
Here we go. So
It's-
2025, he was 30-10. 30 touchdowns.
36-14.
He was 30-10 at 35-65 was his yards.
Dude, Phil, we gotta
30-10. I bet you
edit this.
of those 10, at least 6 of them were in the 2 biggest games they played.
Yes. See, that's what I when I
the
watch
thing you worry
when I
about.
watch Dante Moore, I'm just like, yeah, I just don't know. They start with a big game, by the way, against Boise State.
I like Boise. I like the town. They are going to get hammered.
Yeah,
I feel like they're going to get hammered.
And then
I like the Oklahoma State game.
They have an interesting game with Oklahoma State this year. Of course, they destroyed them last year.
Plus 17.5 people.
And they go to Stillwater, Drew Mestmaker,
Yes.
the whole deal.
60 transfers.
Very interesting.
Yeah. They have that line initially opened at like some of those offshore things at 27.5
Yeah.
and got bet all the way down to 15.5. And I believe it's back up to 17.5.
That's about where it needs to
It's
be.
going to be fun. And I think the total is like 59 or something. It's going to be a shootout.
Last year, of course, they their one loss in the regular season was to Indiana.
Indiana.
What else do we want to know about Oregon?
Their defensive line has, I believe, 3 potential All-Americans on it. Not Big Ten All-Americans. I mean, like All-Americans.
So they did get Bear Alexander. We remember him from USC last year.
Yep.
Nose tackle Amari Washington, defensive end Matayo Uyunglele.
Yes.
And
the
then
little brother.
a familiar face, a guy who I saw play a lot of football at Lincoln Southeast, Tatum Tuioti.
Oh, yes.
Of course, Tony Tuioti's son, one of them.
They have, in EA Sports, they have a 94 on the defensive line. They have a 93 on the defensive line. They have a 92 on the defensive line. And they have a 90. They have 4 players that are 90 or greater in EA Sports.
Also, notably in the defensive backfield, they went out and got Coy Parrish from Minnesota.
And also in their special teams because he's a returner.
So their defense should be pretty dang good
their
this
defense
year.
going to be really good.
And then, so their running back, that's the only thing I don't know about them. Jordan Davison.
Where's he from?
is their running back.
I don't remember him last year.
Sophomore, I guess he's just a homegrown guy, big guy.
How big?
Apparently as well. It says 6'2", 236.
So he's a Steve Sipple person.
He's a he's a big back. That's what Steve Sipple would
He
say
likes a
about him.
fat back.
He does like big
He
running.
loves himself a fat back.
He likes calling them running backs.
Like a running back, fat running backs.
Dan Lanning, 35-6 in 3 years.
Plus, multiple times now, he has taken off his shirt on ESPN.
He does like doing that.
He has to do it because McAfee challenges him.
And he does really like giving awesome hype speeches before games.
He's really good.
He's a great motivator.
Everything about him, from when he was a coordinator or when he was an assistant coach to being a head coach, he says the right things. He always he doesn't necessarily make excuses for anything. And when he got the opportunity to lay the smacketh down on Colorado, he will lay the smacketh down. That Colorado game was so beautiful.
That was awesome.
He was like, "Do you know who we are?
I was a huge
Do
fan
you know
of that.
who you are? We're not talking this week. We're just going to kick your ass."
So if you times 98 by 2, you get to 196, right?
Take 2 away each time. Yeah, 4.
Got it. Nope. Math genius
Yep.
over here. And that gets us to Kansas.
Oh,
We like to talk about Kansas this year.
replacing their quarterback, replacing their running back, replacing a lot.
Kansas, after their big year in 23, 9-4,
Yep.
back-to-back 5-7s now. Finally, they have to go a year without Jaden Daniels.
Yes,
or
Jaden's gone.
Jalen
Daniels.
Daniels.
Yeah.
But they did go get running back Dylan Edwards out of the portal. Remember him? He was
With Colorado,
I wish
Michigan.
Nebraska would have tried to get him.
I mean, he's got problems, dude. You don't want him. That's the last person you want.
He's a running back
but he's
who
got,
exists.
But he's got problems. Remember the ankle issue?
Yeah,
where
he
he
did. He's
fumbles,
a little guy.
He didn't come back in. He's also got emotional issues. I don't know if you want emotional issues. You already had that guy, remember?
I know nothing about his emotional issues.
You know what his issues are. He quit on his team.
Cole Ballard Jr.
Oh, I liked him.
is their quarterback.
Yeah, I liked him. Why do I know Cole Ballard?
Well, I don't
remember.
it's not Cole. It's not
Might think
the
of the
Cole
wrong-
Ballard who played football like Elkhorn South, right?
Oh, the running back.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what I was
not him.
thinking of.
That's
I was
not
thinking
him.
of that Cole Ballard. Yeah, okay.
That's not
I
him.
was like, I know Cole Ballard. Why do I know that name?
I don't believe
6'2" is Cole Ballard.
Is he a Kansas guy? Is he a Kansas original?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Normally when you go in there and they'll tell you from wherever, but it just says Kansas.
So no bowl
He's a
game in the
redshirt junior.
Interesting. That's a homegrown guy. No bowl game in the last 2 years for Kansas. Are they getting back to a bowl game in
I hope so. I am
2026?
Lance Leipold is one of my favorite people in all of college football.
Yeah.
When Lance was, he's at UNO and other places,
Wisconsin Whitewater.
we would have Lance
109-6 at Wisconsin Whitewater.
What? What was it?
109-6.
I knew
He won
how
like
many?
five national
Five
championships,
championships. We would have him on, and he would come in, and good friends with Kevin. And still today, I will DM him, and he'll write me back.
That's great.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, and I wanted him to be the head coach of Nebraska. I know they were like he's too old or whatever else. I'm like, he wins. He's gonna figure it out. Bring him here.
I think people would not have loved it because there wasn't like enough there.
But like I told you,
I know.
They would have convinced themselves that it was a good hire.
Winning is winning.
They would have convinced themselves.
And then you times 98 by 3 and you get to 294.
Oh,
Is
wow.
that right?
You take 2 off. You take 4 off of two times, right?
Yeah. So
it's 8.
Oh, so
off of-
292.
I believe so. Isn't that right?
What's 98 times 3?
Hold on. Let
So
me
you take 6 off.
Let me get
You
the
take 6
calculator.
off. I'm sorry, 94. Yeah, you take 6 off.
Yeah.
Yeah, take 6.
That's how my brain
294.
works as well.
Yeah.
Georgia State.
Oh,
We're talking
okay.
about Georgia State
All
this
right.
year.
All right.
Who is Georgia State?
They're hard to remember because there's Georgia Southern, there's Georgia State, and there's South.
I know.
Southern. All these
This is the royal blue Georgia State.
This is the one that's not good, right?
They are not good. They were
Yeah.
1-11 last year.
Yeah, they're bad.
And their head coach is a person named Del McGee.
Dell.
Do we know Del McGee?
I do not know Dell
He played
McGee.
at Auburn in the mid-90s as a corner.
I do love the name Dell, though.
Last playing experience was the LA Extreme in 2001. Which
They
is
have that
great-
much information there about the head coach. Wow.
Unbelievable. 1-11 last year, 3-9 the year before that, and 7-6 in 23.
Hmm.
Nice.
That must have been the year they came up, huh? Because they were FCS.
No,
Weren't they?
They've been.
They never were?
They've been. I think they were, but they have been
Yeah.
FCS for at least the last 5 years.
I remember when they were FCS.
They got to have a couple of high major transfers on here. Let's see.
That left them or came to them?
That came to them. That'd be my guess. Some drop downs. Cameron Brown, senior quarterback. Lanier McCray, senior running back. No names that necessarily pop out to
They're
me.
the ones that had that upset win in the NCAA tournament, right? Wasn't that Georgia State?
You're talking about with
the dude sitting on the
he
chair.
fell off his stool.
Yeah. Was that Georgia State?
I believe that was Georgia State.
Wow. At one point, Bill Curry was their head coach. You remember Bill Curry?
Bill Curry, yeah.
The center for the Baltimore Colts?
Oh, that Bill Curry.
I think so. Let me see. Bill Curry. Yeah, I think so.
I believe they play at, correct me if I'm wrong on this, anyone, but I believe they play at the former home of the Atlanta Braves.
Yes, they do.
What was known as Turner Field and is now known
it's called
as
Center Park Stadium.
Center Park Credit Union Stadium.
It only holds 25,000.
They converted the seats to make it feel like a football stadium.
How about that? Shout out to Georgia State. There you go. So our 3 teams, add the 3 to the list. Georgia State, Kansas, and Oregon. What a trio.
Alrighty.
I like what we're doing there.
That's a really good trio there.
We get the
Bad,
group of 5 team,
middle.
and then we get 2 decent Power 5 teams.
And you get a middle.
Yeah.
We're like 500, and you get maybe the best team in college football.
We'll keep it on that trend as we go. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt writes in. He says, yes, Bill Curry coached Georgia State.
That is awesome.
Is your Georgia State football coach history.
One of the better, in my opinion, color commentators when he was doing college football.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Curry was really good. Bill Curry played center, I think this is right, at 240 for the Colts.
That's awesome.
That's college football.
He was
back
getting
in the day.
around and
Pro football
moving
back
people.
in the day. Yes, he was doing stuff.
All right. When we come back, it's time for our city of the day. Topical city of the day. We go to Wichita after this on 1620 The Zone. We learned this city. We learned this city on Happer. Schaefer learned this city. We learned this city on Happer. Michael's on a yacht rock kick right now.
I love it.
I don't know
I love
that
it.
this is really yacht rock.
We built this city. Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
it counts.
Yeah, Starship, Jefferson. Yep.
Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship.
All the
just
above.
Jefferson. No, I don't think they went by
I
that.
didn't think they ever went by Jefferson. I believe that was that show that was on Moving On Up.
The Jeffersons.
Yes, it's different, yeah.
We go
Great slick.
today to Wichita, Kansas. We're going to talk about why we're going to Wichita, Kansas in just a little while here, as they did happen to win out, getting the second Dayton, which I think is very, very appropriate.
We're very thankful
for Wichita, Kansas. We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, we can talk about that. You guys.
You're
I'm a bird in the hand guy.
Really?
Always been a bird in the hand guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're into
you
bad
can get in the
basketball.
bush all you want. You don't know what's going to happen.
You are a sicko, as we learned this
Sure,
earlier.
give me a bird in the hand.
Definitely a sicko thing. Population about 400,000 in
It's a big city.
Wichita, Kansas. Yeah. They like to consider themselves a big hub of a variety of different things. It is technically the largest city in Kansas.
There you go.
By population. Even though I don't know how they count that population wise with Kansas City.
Kansas City, Kansas?
Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
Overland Park.
Right,
The whole thing.
Yeah,
combined. Metro area, I would imagine the Kansas City,
Do you have listed on there? It's one of the hardest cities to spell.
Wichita?
Yeah, it's hard to spell. Even my
that
good friend
did not come up in my research.
Even my good friend Rob Anderson says he always struggles. This is back in
Your
the day.
dear friend?
Well, I say that. He hates me. Anyway, so we
Rob doesn't hate you.
He is. I'm just playing. Anyway, yeah, he would always talk about how Wichita would always throw him off. So
Sometimes
WHWI, what?
Sometimes you want to add an H.
It's the H, yeah.
Or
to
add a T.
Start. Yeah.
A second T?
Yeah.
By the way, if you are from Wichita, you are a Wichitan.
Wichitan, not a Wichitonian.
You're a Wichitan.
Okay.
Wichitan.
What are you if you're from Kansas?
A Kansan, right?
I don't know.
Is this debated?
I think there's a thing that Iowa makes fun of Kansas and they call them something else.
Well, everybody makes fun of Iowa because they call them Iowegians.
Iowegians, yeah. I think they call Kansas something too.
I think it's just Iowans.
Just Iowans, yeah. It's Iowans, yeah.
So Wichita, a couple more fun facts. They are, of course, known as the air capital of the world. They basically make small planes there.
Okay, so it's
aviation
related.
It
I
is
was
an
wondering.
Aviation thing.
I was thinking air capital would be somewhere in North Carolina.
That's what I would think too.
I would think.
But they call the Kitty Hawk or whatever the birthplace of flight.
That's correct.
It's on their license plates.
Yes.
It is known as the air capital of the world. Multiple food chains born in Wichita. Pizza Hut, founded in Wichita in 1958.
Okay.
Pizza Hut.
The red top.
And more recently, Freddy's frozen custard and steak burgers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy because that is one of my irrational hates.
This is blown up recently. There's Freddy's all over the place, and they're all over Kansas. If you drive through the middle of Kansas there, we'll talk about interstates in a
Grand
second.
Island, by the way, had one before Omaha.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Island had their Freddy's before Omaha did.
A lot of Freddy's now. So Freddy's was sort of started in Wichita and then expanded out from there. And I think they take some sort of credit for White Castles as well. I don't know if they were made there.
That's back east,
like they are like Omaha in the sense that they became like a testing ground for various fast food places.
Taco Bell breakfast was tested
Taco
here.
Bell breakfast.
Right.
That's the famous one in Omaha.
Yes.
It is the birthplace of Barry Sanders.
Do you know why Nebraska didn't take Barry Sanders?
They wanted him to play.
No.
He wasn't.
They already had a small back in the class,
and that was
they took a number out of retirement to give it to him. It's Johnny's kid,
Terry.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that's a great story that Darlington tells.
How about that? Barry Sanders, born in Wichita. There's one other famous person born in Wichita from my research, my half-ass internet research.
Ooh.
Kirstie Alley.
Oh, that's a good one. R.I.P. Kirstie.
Is she dead?
Yeah, she died.
Really?
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago, I think. And big tributes from Cheers. I was a big Cheers fan. A lot of tributes to her.
She did die.
Yeah, she had a really nice career.
It's funny. I was just gonna say, Well, where did she go? I don't see her anymore.
Heaven, I hope.
She died. Yeah.
Yeah.
She died in 2022.
Yeah, 4 years ago. So yeah.
Oh, December 5th, 2020.
And she had dropped the weight and she'd gotten like in feeling better.
She was 71.
Yeah.
I would not have
older
guessed
than you think.
that.
All those Cheers people are either dead now or in their 70s.
So it has a river attached to it, the Arkansas River.
Yes.
But when the Arkansas River runs through Kansas, it is
called the Kansas River?
It is called the Arkansas
River.
Arkansas
River.
The
Okay.
Arkansas River.
Makes sense.
That is what they officially refer to it as when the Arkansas
it.
River runs through Kansas. Then it spits out back into Arkansas, whatever, Oklahoma, whatever, wherever it goes from there. And it's back to being called the Arkansas River. That is some of the things that happened in Wichita. Like I said, been to Wichita one time, and now they are the host of the second First Four, which is what Dayton had done for a long time.
Congratulations.
Joey, give me some roads.
Well, you got the Kansas Turnpike bypassing Wichita in the southeast area, I-35, and then
I-35 is the
north
major
and
one.
south. I think it's 235 or 335. It runs from Salina, whatever it is. And
So
it ends at 35 and meets up with it.
Right. It turns into 135 with just an extension of 35. But really, it's Highway 81, which extends all the way, as far as Nebraska, all the way up, and then it's still is it still 81 in Nebraska?
Yeah, it should be 81.
Yeah, and it just expands all the way up. Actually, gosh, where does Highway 81 start and end? Highway.
Well,
81.
somewhere at the very top of the U.S., so somewhere probably in North Dakota and ends somewhere in Texas.
U.S. Route 81. Yeah, you're right. Right at the border, and it ends in Texas, in Dallas, in the Dallas area. That's a big road.
Yeah, Wikipedia says Wichita has more population than Omaha. So Omaha is judged on 3 different populations. You have the metro population of Omaha.
Over a million.
Yes. And then you have what you call, the metro population. Yes. See, you have a 5-county population. You have the metro population. You have the city population.
Which is the biggest? I want that one.
The 5 counties, the biggest, because that also includes Potawatomi. I know it's in Iowa, but it's a radio thing.
Well, and you get, so I took a class on this in school. You could count it toward your metro area when a percentage of your population works there.
Exactly.
And I don't know, I can't remember what the percentage was.
That's why we added to our ADA. That's our ADA.
We're in.
Yeah, it's big. But if you just take just the city of Omaha, yes, the city of Wichita is bigger, because most places, when you come out of the city, right, it's not incorporated. We have annexed so much in Omaha that makes the metro area so big.
It's a big city.
Yeah,
now it is anyway. Gus Mohawk writes in on the text line. He says, "Hey Joey, thoughts on I-35? It's basically an elevated highway that cuts right through the city of Wichita. It's an interesting little drive. Have you ever driven?"
Yeah. I've been through. It's been so long. It's probably 10 years since I've been through that area.
It is kind of crazy. Like, you don't have to stop. The highway just cuts straight through the city.
We drive through there all the time. We drive through all the time.
It's kind of crazy. Have you been to Wichita?
I've not stopped. No, never stopped there.
Why
never
would
stopped
you?
there? Yeah. Someone is disputing George Darlington's story. The way George Darlington told me the story, and Charlie McBride, we were all together at the Big Red Breakfast years ago. He said that he brought the tape in to Osborne and said, "This is the tape of a guy we need to recruit." And Osborne told him, "We already have a small back in the class. We're not recruiting him." And Darlington believed if they recruited him, that he would have come to Nebraska. That's the story that George told. And McBride backed him up. So
is it possible that he was just overconfident in their ability to get him?
I just think think about the 2 teams.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Oklahoma State and Nebraska. I think if Nebraska offers you as a running back in the 1980s,
you probably would have been crazy to not take
probably
it.
going to go there. Yeah. It seems like it, at least.
That is our city of the day, Wichita, Kansas. Many people not a fan of this city, and Creighton's rivalry with Wichita State has not been renewed in the last 15 years. So I really haven't had anything to do with it. We're back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
Friday morning on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Michael Severe, in his beautiful singing voice. Joey Warkle.
I wish I could sing. That's the one thing in my life. I wish I could sing.
I sing on
so
some
wish
opens.
I could sing. God, I wish I could sing.
I can kind of sing.
Always want. I always admire.
Not to toot my own
I
horn.
was just
feel like
texting with somebody who makes fun of me of this, but I've always thought that Jack Black was incredible because the dude could do everything. He's funny. He can act. He can sing. I just thought he was, I don't know, just something about that. I wish I could do those things.
He could have really been like a serious real life musician.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just watch him sing War Pigs from Black Sabbath or a Holy Diver from Dio. He nails.
Oh, watch the movie, the rock and roll movie.
The School Rock.
Yeah, just no, the movie where he's a teacher.
School Rock.
School Rock. Yeah, that he sings in that.
That is an incredible movie.
It's a very good movie.
I love School of Rock.
It's a very good movie. And he's an incredible.
He was able to.
We met our quota of School of Rock mentions in the last 4 weeks because we've been slow on him.
So Jack Black was able to convince Led Zeppelin to allow them to use Immigrant Song on the movie because they famously wouldn't allow anybody to use their songs on their films.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
So so basically they recorded a video of him with the audience from the final scene of the movie and begged Robert Plant, Jimmy Page to use that song, and they were able to allow it.
If I needed to negotiate a peace treaty with, say, I don't know, Iran, I would send Jack Black. I think Jack Black can convince anyone of anything. That's who I would send.
Why?
I think Jack Black talking to you could just convince. He could sell ice to Eskimos. That's who he is.
What? No,
I do. I believe Jack Black has that ability.
He can sing
Not just because he can sing. I think because he can do everything. And I think also, he's rotund. He's got the beard. I think people would go, yeah, I agree. Let's stop having a war.
He's sort of disarming in a way.
I think so. I think he's that kind of guy.
Okay.
Like if I was having
maybe we'll send Jack Black over.
A dispute with my wife, right? I needed somebody to mediate it. I think Jack Black would do a great job.
He would definitely diffuse some things.
I think so. Yeah, he'd sing to you a little bit, tell you some jokes.
I don't know if he'd get to the heart of the issue, but he'd make it lighter.
He'd make you not worry about the issue anymore.
Maybe.
Straight of her moves. What? Who cares?
That's why School of Rock is such a great watch.
It's a good movie,
which is probably his best movie, right?
No, Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. We also have
that was great.
Another movie, a Connor Happer classic. That's a list that I have, by the way. The
nice.
Connor Happer
I want to hear it.
Saving Silverman. You ever seen Saving Silverman?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Of course you don't.
Well, there's a guy in it that I don't like.
Who do you not like in Saving Silverman? Neil Diamond?
I love Neil Diamond. I love Neil Diamond. I love him.
Jason Biggs? The guy from American Pie?
I don't like him, but he's not the one.
Greg Zahn?
No, keep going. Who's the tall guy?
The tall guy?
Yeah.
The army guy?
Hold on. I just
Lee Ermey or whatever his name. I think he passed. I think he died.
Army?
What was his name?
Oh, you mean the guy who was in
he always was the army guy.
The Full Metal Jacket guy?
Yes, I believe that's the same guy.
He did die. Silverman. Yes, he did die. Yeah. He was incredible.
Yeah, he told Private Pile all the things that he could do.
He did, and Private Pile took care of him. After that, it was pretty much over.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Steve Zahn, the Steve Zahn guy.
Oh, you don't like Steve Zahn?
Yeah, I don't like Steve Zahn.
He's not tall.
No, he's not tall, but I don't know why I said that. But that's the guy I don't like.
Okay.
But I saw this movie. I just didn't think it was funny.
It probably wasn't.
And I really like Amanda Peet, too, because that's the whole 9 yards. I like her.
That's right. And Amanda Seyfried is also in that movie.
Oh, she's in that too. That's how you say her name?
So
I thought it was Siegfried. It's not Siegfried? Okay.
So this is a great conversation. Okay. Because she was in a movie. She was in the movie recently with Sydney Sweeney and her boobs.
That's every movie.
But the Housemaid.
Oh, that was good.
And so they were she was doing press for that movie, they were calling her Amanda
Siegfried.
They were saying not Seyfried anymore. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
I always thought it was Seyfried, and they were saying like Seyfried or something like that. And I was like, that's weird. I'm still calling you Amanda Seyfried.
And let me say, Housemaid is a good movie if you're on a plane. I watched it on a plane.
Great
coming
plane
back
movie.
from Panama, and it was an outstanding plane movie.
You don't have to think about it.
Not at all. It's a good twist too. Nice twist.
A little sex, a little murder, a
lot of murder,
a little bit
of
murder.
sex.
Yeah. All right. So we are back for the 7 o'clock hour here.
Hello.
Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. In about an hour, we're going to talk with Corey Schlesinger. We're excited to do that. Max Olson and Jake Sorensen will join the show as well. Get in your Friday shout-outs, which are coming up in over an hour as well. Let's take a phone call on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline from our dear friend, Old Man Doug. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning. Top of the morning to you.
What's up?
It's always good to hear Michael.
What's up, Doug?
Michael, you make me laugh.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
You're like Jack Black in that way.
Yes. Send me to Iran. What you got?
I can't agree more with your soccer takes. But what I wanted to really talk about is your pizza take.
Uh-oh.
You guys had me scared for a while that you were going to like the Pizza Ranch. And,
Oh, no, not the pizza. No, not the pizza.
But Michael, you know almost every restaurant. You've been to most of them, and I know you do your reviews. My favorite one, and it closed, was Pizzeria Davlo because it was only Chicago style.
Wasn't that on Blondo?
Yeah, I always heard about
Blondo,
that.
right?
I never went.
No, it was 144th and 4th.
And Fort. Oh, Fort. Okay. I knew it was that direction. Okay. Yeah, we went there one time.
Okay. But I thought that was the closest. Are we ever gonna get a Giordano's or a Malnati's?
I think that was fake.
So we actually were close. It was something that Sarah Baker Hansen did investigate, and the conversation did happen. They won the vote. There was conversation about finding a location, and it just never went anywhere from there. Maybe. So you didn't think that Pudgy's. You didn't think Pudgy's was good?
Well, he's not with us.
Well, I know. I mean, in terms of the closest we've gotten to having a Chicago-style pizza that was good.
I thought Pizza
Davlo was better? Okay.
But Pudgy's, and I love Pudgy. He was great to talk to.
Sure.
God rest him soul. But no, it's just that. Is Rosati's have something of a Chicago or not?
Rosati's.
I don't even know where that is.
I don't know.
I've heard of Rosati.
I've not been to Rosati's. I don't know that. And I don't like pizza casserole personally. I'm not a pizza casserole guy. So
But you consider it a pizza still now.
It's a pizza, but
you can call it whatever you want.
It's a pizza. I just don't. It's not my thing. I like thin crust. I'm a thin crust guy. It's where I go. It's where I'm from. I like it. So yeah. Don't like the thick stuff. Right. But I mean, I like good food, right? If it's good food, I'll try it.
You're giving me some hope for the football season this year.
Oh,
That's what my job is. Oh man, Doug. My job is provide just a little. When they opened the box and everything left the box, what was left, Doug? Hope. And that's where I am, in the box with the hope.
Oh, I thought it was pizza crust.
That would be awesome. What the hell's left in here? I got some pizza crust.
maybe you could give Doug some hope on Creighton basketball this year as well. Go ahead, please tell him why.
Well, I'm really concerned that they're going to hurt Nebraska's NET. Their net ranking could be harmed by playing Creighton. That's what I'm worried about. So.
Well,
No, they look great. Their practices. I'm reading Jacob Padilla's stuff, or Padilla, whatever his name is. I think they're going to be really good based off of what Jacob says.
Best story is Jason Green.
I love Jason Green. Big fan of Jason Green. Yeah.
That is what every player on every team should be. I mean,
yeah.
You had Sam Hoiberg for Nebraska.
Cale Jacobson.
Kinds of people. Yeah, Cale Jacobson.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a great story, and he's local. Stayed with the same school. Played through injuries. Played where they told him to play.
Got funny spelling first name. I like those people.
Yeah. But I know how to spell your name, Michael.
Thank you very much, Doug.
Bye, Doug.
You have a great day.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
As
Jason,
always.
Jasen. Jason.
Pronounced
Jason Green. Yeah.
By the way, do we have some Jason Green? Now I have a mouse, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh, there he is.
Jason Green!
Jason Green! Jason Green! We don't have the somebody, our dear friend, Mr. C, Peter, the on Twitter, he's one of the Creighton guys, and he tweeted the highlight of the Jason Green putback dunk in the Oregon game from the other day. That's the Jason Green.
That's a good one.
I have it saved up.
Him and Nick
That's a good one.
together in unison, both screamed at the top of their lungs, Jason Green. That's the best one.
Yeah. He's a good kid too. A couple of times I had him on the podcast, I would mess with him about his 3-point shooting because he only took it was a small number in high school, but he hit a bunch.
Yeah.
Like it was like 4 of 10.
He was such an interesting player in high school because he was never like the guy.
No, that's exactly.
I guess until his senior year.
Yeah. He's a fun player, a good guy. I'm glad he stuck with them. I'm glad he came back.
Doing that,
he's healthy.
I remember doing that 2020 Bellevue West Miller North championship game where there was only
which one? All 3 in a row?
The 2020 one.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
The one where there was nobody
there, right?
It was so weird. The rest of the sports world is shut down. They were responsible for like 4 out of the Sports Center top 10
ESPN,
that night.
Yeah.
And it was all the every single Division I player over the last however many years.
That's the game where they blew the lead, right?
14 closed on a 14-2 run or something like that.
Yeah.
Josiah Dotzler hit the.
Well, you had the turnover. Salas turned the ball over like twice in the press, and of course,
and Jason Green. I don't know if he ended up being the best player in that game, but I mean, certainly the most notable around here because all the other ones, Chucky was obviously awesome.
Yeah. Well, Salas is playing
and Hunter is in the league.
Hunter's still in the league. Yeah.
But, Jason Green is the guy who stayed and ended up being a notable guy around here. He'll have a great year.
Had that big game against the Oregon Ducks and that 2 overtime win in the round of 32.
Nick Baugh, I was sitting right next to him, and he just absolutely wore out my shoulders.
Oh, he does that
the entire game.
Yeah,
he was freaked out. The whole you want to see a guy going through it. Be in my shoes for that exact game. Nick Baugh was losing it.
I just wish there was a broadcaster cam for that, just so we
should have had booth cam, but we didn't.
Do you think ever there'll be a time where a referee, either after or during the game, tries to fight Bishop?
They would have to hear him.
I'm pretty sure they hear him.
I think they.
I hear him from home. I have the radio on.
Because it's funny because when I'm going out there, like at home, when I'm going out there to do the games or whatever, when I go out onto the floor, the refs will the refs are aware. They're not just robots.
Oh, they know. Yeah,
they are aware and they know what's going on. They know sort of who's going to be a problem
two
around
guys
them.
Locally who probably hear the stuff on the radio too, the drops.
Then John went viral for the Vegas game where he was calling out one of the officials.
Now that one they would not have been able to hear us because we were up. We were sitting.
You were up too high,
a little bit higher.
Yeah,
but he was on ESPN. They played his call on.
When you call somebody's name out, not Mr. Referee, you actually say their full name.
And another assumptive call. This time, one-eyed Pat Driscoll used his bad eye on that one.
I'm telling you, dude, that is right there. That's fightable words.
Evan Burrows, you suck.
That's, again, fightable words.
Garbage.
I grew up in a different, and I'm not saying my age, I grew up in a different place. I grew up in a place where that would get you killed.
The refs would just fight you.
They would fight you. Yes. There are referees that would want to fight you over that kind of stuff.
I think John is ready to fight.
I'm pretty sure he is. I don't think he's going to win.
No, but he'd be ready to go.
Okay, it's all about being ready.
He gets him, he's emotionally
so fired up.
He's emotionally in that exact position.
The funny thing, the greatest calls they've ever had were during COVID. They weren't even there. They're downstairs they're down there in the basement or whatever they are.
San Diego State game. When
they're just overtime. He hits Christian Bishop makes the free throws.
Yeah, it was
damn season long. Or whatever it was, something like that.
Sitting in the basement,
watching
the game on TV.
Watching the game, slapping each other.
So good.
Yes.
Debo writes in Friday Freakouts, brought to you by John Bishop.
Bishop is pretty
there
awesome.
You go.
I like that.
Idea. I do need to make a bracket the next spring. Make a 64 team bracket of just John Bishop Creighton drops.
You are the purveyor of these.
Yeah, I got a lot of those calls.
You have them all.
Yeah, I saved a lot of stuff from the 3 years I was producing Creighton basketball games.
Stored away in the folder. We've had some good ones on baseball too. I mean,
that is true.
There was the one a couple years ago where he was yelling at Billy O'Connor to get back in the dugout. Billy O'Connor is the coach of Xavier.
Right, yes,
he comes out and, or he called a timeout or something like that, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. It was this kind of intense, like, I can't remember if it was a Friday night or a Saturday night Creighton Xavier game. And he goes, back in the dugout, Billy. We're going to the ninth.
I know that they could hear him at baseball games because every time I talk to Ed Service, coach would bring it up. They could hear him.
You know what's funny? Like the clip, that clip of that moment that I just said got out there. Somebody
Yeah.
clipped it. Was like, I love Big East baseball, and it was the. And so the next day we come in, and you would have thought John was a celebrity. John was a celebrity in the dugout. The coaches were like, that was you?
That was you.
I love this. This is incredible.
John has been a celebrity a few times.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. All right, so a quick thing here. As we mentioned, Wichita was our city of the day.
Yes, sir.
Why was Wichita our city of the day? They are the new home of the new secondary version. I guess they're in the mix with Dayton now as well, of the First Four.
Yay.
Exciting. Congratulations.
Yay.
So Omaha bid for this.
Okay.
And Wichita got it.
You know why they bid for this, right? You know why Omaha bid for this?
Why did Omaha bid for this?
I'm curious. Do you live in Omaha?
I do live in Omaha.
Do you pay taxes in Omaha?
I do pay taxes
You
in
know what we
Omaha.
need? More revenue. Anything that brings revenue to the city of Omaha, I am for. You don't know when you're going to get a first round.
You are Mr.
I'm about revenue.
Economy guy.
I am.
Yeah.
I want to. We struggle. We have a low population. We pay high property taxes.
I
we pay a
cannot
lot of
argue
taxes.
against Omaha and Creighton's bid for this from an economy standpoint.
And that's the way I look at it.
I cannot. I certainly cannot.
I look at it that way.
But I can argue against it from other standpoints.
Okay.
Which is what I did.
What is your argument?
I just think it's.
You want the two in the
I
bush,
think
not
it's
the one
below.
in the hand.
Yeah, I think it's below Omaha.
It's Omaha, dude.
And that's why we sent it to Wichita. Wichita sucks.
So you're saying Omaha ranks above Wichita in the cities
100%.
in American cities?
There's no person, you interview a person, go talk to a person in Nashville and ask them which city's better, Omaha or Wichita. What
You
would
go
they tell
talk to somebody in Nashville, they'll think Oklahoma. They'll think Omaha's in Oklahoma. I
But
guarantee
They
you.
would tell you Omaha's better.
But they were in Oklahoma, though. They wouldn't even know what state it was in.
Would they tell you that Wichita was in Kansas, or would they not know what Wichita is at all?
I think they would know Wichita. Maybe they probably Omaha has more notoriety because of the College World Series.
If you ask them a
If
person,
it's a College World Series place,
okay.
if it's in Nashville, you're close
All right.
enough to Knoxville, maybe.
What if it's a person in Charlotte?
North Carolina.
Yeah,
Do they know Schick?
they do not know Schick.
They don't know Schick. They don't know either town. They've never heard of either.
Do they know about Dayton, Ohio?
No way. No way
Rank
in the world.
the three towns: Dayton, Ohio, Omaha, and Wichita.
For me, it'd be Omaha's number one.
Of
but
course
like
it is.
in the country, like I don't know if people think Omaha is a great. Everybody they say it when they get here. They're like, "Oh, I thought you just had cornfields.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had big buildings." That's what people think of when they think of Omaha.
I know. All my cousins on the East Coast, I had to convince them because they lived in Raleigh. When we go visit them, they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I do the same thing as you do. It's Omaha and Raleigh are like the same city. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
what
It's research triangle,
town? Yeah,
they,
exactly.
Whatever. It's the same. It's
Right.
the same population.
Mhm, yeah.
Like we just don't have a professional.
And we don't
team.
have the actual college in town.
And we don't
Yeah,
have the
UNO.
actual college
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah.
And I had to convince them of this. They're like, I don't think that.
You know how
that's
many
right.
times when my family came here for the wedding back in 2004 where they thought they were going to Oklahoma? They kept saying Omaha's in Oklahoma constantly because they don't know. They just don't. It's just flyover country. People just don't know about it.
Keith Gill, the commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference and the chair of the Division I men's basketball committee,
Is he related to Kindle?
says like Dayton, Wichita is a basketball crazed community
That is true.
that we expect will embrace the reimagined start of the tournament.
That is
Having
true.
a city in middle America will be, a little shot at Omaha there, will be advantageous for getting teams from various points around the country, many of which won't be known until Selection Sunday to the opening round, subsequently first round.
Kansas is
sets.
more middle of America than Nebraska is.
But we have it mentioned in the song by Counting Crows.
That's
Somewhere in
wonderful,
middle
but like
America.
technically,
It is straight in the middle.
if you look at it, it's in the middle.
I guess I'm a little surprised they didn't move this site. If they were really looking to do it geographically, which is one of the first things that they mentioned
Yeah.
here, I was a little surprised they didn't move it a time zone over, like in the mountain time zone.
I was
from
thinking of
Dayton?
Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque would have been one. Like Vegas would have been one, or like Denver or Salt Lake or something.
The pit has, so I don't know if that would work because the pit has so many events.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would make that work. But they do need the revenue. So maybe, I don't know.
And then this year, Omaha is back on the rotation for first round games, first and second round.
Yeah, and those are great, but just once every 4 years opposed to every year having something.
So I do wonder how much that factored in the decision to put it in Wichita
And it's a 2-year contract, right?
It's a 2-year deal.
Yeah, 2-year contract.
And so, is it possible that it's moved again in a couple years?
Rotating, it's fine.
Yeah, rotating.
Why
I was
not
going to say that.
rotate it?
I don't know that I want to rotate it.
And then you
I
do what you were saying. Maybe you
'cause-
go to a mountain time zone. Maybe you go over maybe you go Pacific Northwest
But
for a
I
little
sort
while.
of like the idea of it always being in Dayton, and then always, put the next one in Wichita.
How many people you think if you went the Walmart test, you go to Walmart and people come out and you ask them, do you know where the first 4 is held up? And they go, what's the first 4? And then you say, it is the first 4 of the basketball tournament. And they say, what basketball tournament? And you say the NCAA basketball tournament. And they go,
And they say,
no.
oh, March Madness. I
Yes.
fill out a bracket
Right.
every year.
Yes.
It's like, these are the games that you actually don't fill out.
You
in
don't
the
fill out.
bracket.
Exactly. Yes. You can on some places, but if you're in that, you're a sicko.
From a college basketball perspective, I think of Dayton as a place where you don't want to go because you want to make the NCAA tournament, but you
Right.
don't want to go to Dayton.
Unless you were in Nebraska a couple years ago, where you take
you
anything.
do want to go to Dayton.
Where you take anything. Right.
But
exactly.
most of the time, you don't want to go to Dayton,
Yeah.
which is perfect for Wichita because nobody ever wants to go to Wichita.
Okay.
I don't want to go to
I
Wichita.
agree with you because I will tell you this, that when I first got here and go to Creighton games all the time, it was Southern Illinois and Wichita were
Yep.
two best traveling fan bases.
Yep.
They both traveled. They would put people in
They
the what was it called then? Quest Center?
The Quest Center.
The Quest Center at the time. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Especially Southern Illinois, man. They would travel.
I mean,
That was the big rivalry.
I brought my gear. I bought stuff.
I mean,
bought the
think of
gear.
why.
What?
I bought the gear.
You're such a hater.
Well, I grew up hating them. I was trained. I was raised that way. I was a Christian brother. I was raised that way.
I mean, think of why they built the turnpike going through Kansas. They don't want people to get off the exits to go into the city.
That's
they
right.
just want them to
No
bypass
exits.
it.
Just no.
Well,
no
bypasses
exits.
are good too for traffic. Yes. Bypasses are good.
The less exits, the least likely you're going to explore
Well, that's
that
like saying that
city.
no one stops in Albuquerque because they have 2 interstates going through it. I mean, come on. They still stop.
No, but there's a reason they don't put exits. There's like, yeah,
There's
actually,
like 3 exits.
you don't want to get out here. Just keep on going through the turnpike.
Get off on Candelaria.
In
That's where you
Wichita.
should get off.
So that was the choice, and honestly, I am very okay with.
Yeah,
it.
I know I've listened to everybody say it, and I get what you're saying, but I like the idea of having it every year for the revenue. I think Omaha does big events better than almost any place I've ever lived. New Orleans probably number 1, but other than that, they do big events really well.
And that's the part of it.
And they'd make it a big event.
Like, yes, don't get me wrong. If it would have been awarded to Omaha, of course, we would have embraced it and done it well
Right.
and all those different things. I also am under the impression that I don't believe that Omaha is going to be getting another regional round. It doesn't. That's kind of what I heard.
It's like 8-12 years, right? To bids for it.
I think, yeah, before you could even bid again.
Right, exactly.
And I don't even think it's going to happen. Then
I'm just thankful we had Kansas Duke here.
I think why they got
Syracuse was here too.
Yeah. That time was sort of like a make good for a variety of different things.
Yeah. Well,
So I don't think they're getting one.
What
again.
did we lose for COVID? We lost the first and second round.
We lost? Yes.
Yeah, we lost
And then
that.
then this is the make good for that.
It's either this is the make good for that or the one 2 years ago.
What's the make good? Okay.
Yeah, it was the
All right.
make good for that.
Okay, all right.
Because we got one extra one.
Listen, I love Omaha. I love living here. I've been here 24 years now. I remember talking to the guys from HBO years ago, and they're saying this facility is one of the best facilities in America. We love coming here. We bring the trucks into the convention area.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great area. The lighting is great. The sound people are great. People who volunteer are incredible. We love being here. Because of that, this would have been a great event here.
Yeah,
They
of
were
course.
just because people love doing things here.
And in 2 years, we'll have a brand new airport that people could fly into.
Yes.
Which
Hooray!
is absolutely fantastic.
Still a great airport now.
402-951-1620. We do want to hear from you all on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline or, of course, on the text line there as well. Tweet at us on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. We will take a quick time out, but not before a reminder. The Zone deal goes live in about an hour and a half. 9 o'clock. Timber Creek Pizza Pub and Grill. $50 worth of vouchers for just $25. That's half off. Timber Creek Pizza Pub and Grill. 178th and Harris.
That's a ways.
You can find it 1620thezone.com.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here.
This is Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
Yesterday, we wondered out loud, me, Connor Happer, him, Michael Severe, wondered out loud just how many quarterbacks were homegrown versus how many quarterbacks were out of the transfer portal. So Michael did some research. I added on a little bit as well. I don't know if these numbers are surprising to anybody. I wonder what people would guess on how many out of the Big Ten were from, were actually recruited by the schools that they were end up starting.
I thought the top 25 was interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially 50-50. Right. So you can win both ways. Right. You could be a top 25 team and do it both ways.
And that's, for the Big Ten as well. So there's 12 of them out of the 18 that are portal guys that are going to start this year.
And only 6 homegrown. That surprised me. I didn't realize that it was only 6.
Pretty heavily. What's funny? So
and only 2 of them are ranked.
You did the Big Ten, and I did the SEC.
Yep.
It's basically flipped the other way. Most of them
are homegrown.
Were homegrown.
Really?
So think about this: Arch Manning, Gunnar Stockton, Lenora Sellers, the guy whoever starts at Tennessee, and then Marcel Reed.
Yep.
The guy at Mississippi State who I'd never heard of before. The guy whoever starts at Bama, which I think they'll have a quarterback battle. It sounds like in camp. The Jared Curtis is an incoming 5-star from Vandy, redshirted last year behind Pavia, whatever. And then KJ Jackson at Arkansas. All of them homegrown.
A lot of those guys are in the top 25.
And then in the SEC, in the portal, you have Sam Leavitt, famously, Austin Simmons, who ended up at Missouri this year, who started the season as the starter for Ole Miss last year. Kenny Minchie, Trinidad Chambliss, obviously kind of a different
Ferris State,
different transfer portal guy, but Division 3 or is it Division 2? Yeah,
2.
And then Byron Brown and John Mateer.
So you have 5. That's 5 top 25 teams.
And then the Florida quarterback is also a transfer.
And they're not ranked. Right. So if you look at it, you can do it both ways, right? But it seems like the place that has the more talent is more likely to have a homegrown guy. So the area of the South in general, right now, the growth of population, the amount of talent down there, it seems like it's a little bit easier to get your homegrown guy and keep him.
Yeah, it's funny. The approaches could be a variety of different ways. I mean, eventually, if you're the really, really talented school, your quarterback will leave. He will go pro or something like that.
Right.
Do you have somebody who's ready to step in as a freshman or as a sophomore and be your starting quarterback who you've grown? Or do you feel like, we're going to go out and get the best portal quarterback on the market because we certainly can?
Look, how many starts? So
what do you think LSU recruited from a quarterback standpoint?
Well, they had 2 guys that they were really in on,
but they still went out and got
him. And they got one of the guys. He's going to be in the class of 2027. He's only about 5'11". He's more of the running quarterback. I know Nebraska at one point had looked at this guy. That's their future, but they need a bridge. Right? It is nobody. But I thought this was interesting. If you look at the Big Ten portal guys, look at the amount of starts. Dante Moore, he's got starts, obviously, at both UCLA and at Oregon. He's probably got, 40 starts, 35 starts in his career?
The Steel magazine, right? It might tell me.
Josh Hoover probably has 30 starts. Jaden Maeva certainly has more than 30 starts. Rocco Becht has more than 30 starts. Calandre has more than 30 starts. Iamaialava has more than 30 starts. Aiden Childs probably has less than that. But that's a lot. That's a lot.
Most of these guys
are veterans.
At least 2-year starters.
At least, yeah. That's a lot of experience in the Big Ten.
Calandre.
I said Calandre. Yeah, he's got definitely more than 30 starts.
Yeah.
Because he's got 3 years. Well, he started 8, 10, and 13. That's his numbers. So 31 starts.
I tell you what, I mean, just
looking
at
experienced quarterbacks, man.
That is a great group. I mean, those quarterbacks in the Big Ten, certainly better than the crop that's in the SEC this year.
So the top of the SEC, right? Sam Leavitt, Trinidad Chambliss.
Yep.
I would probably take those 2 guys would be in the middle of those guys that we were just naming from the Big Ten.
Right.
But after that, you want Austin Simmons. Who else did I have? Oh, John Mateer. Depends on what you. I like John Mateer. Some don't like him. Arch Manning. Yeah.
That's like their top 4.
That's their top 4.
And Gunnar Stockton, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's a starter again.
So let's just say that's the SEC's top 5 starting quarterbacks. In the Big Ten, you have in no order. You have Dante Moore.
Yep.
You have Jaden Mayava.
Yep.
You have
Josh Hoover.
And
even Rocco Becht, who's had luck. He had experience and talent.
Is that better than the SEC's top? Because I know
that's close.
Top to bottom, it's definitely
like draft
better.
wise. It's so if we think that Manning's he's a top 10 pick, right? Dante Moore, based off of last year, people said he was a top 10 pick.
Put him right in there.
I think Maeva is, but now he's not ranked at that. Right. For whatever reason. I don't think of Hoover as being a top 10 pick.
He might be by the end of the year.
He could be. I mean, he play well enough. Ian Malava, that's not my guy. I don't like watching him play.
Nope.
But then in terms of the Big Ten guys, how many would you say are top 10 picks? Any of them?
Top 10 picks?
Bryce Underwood is the future, maybe?
I don't know. We'd have to go a long way for that.
Yeah, I don't think. In terms of draft wise, the SEC's probably a little bit better. Overall, college wise, the Big Ten's better.
Absolutely. And then you add in just top to bottom the experience, like you said. I mean,
so much experience.
These guys have started all over the country and in all these different places, and they've been mostly pretty good at those places as well. Sort of, so there's no. I mean, the point here is, I guess, there's no
one way to do it.
There's no one way to do it.
How do you do Julian Sand? Because I put him at the bottom because obviously he was committed to Alabama. He went spring ball. He played spring ball.
He's more of a homegrown guy in the sense that he started as a freshman.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
But he committed to Alabama.
I know.
He was at Alabama at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I put him at the bottom of the list of the transfer guys.
He's not really a portal guy.
Yeah, that's probably not. He had to enter the portal, but it was a completely different thing. He had never played football there.
But
real football.
Like we mentioned, Ohio State is one of those programs who could, they could get a quarterback from wherever they want to get a quarterback. If they decided they were going to get a 5-star quarterback.
You mean like a Trey Taylor?
Like a Trey Taylor. they couldn't get him, I guess.
Not yet.
I'm
joking.
Hater.
I am joking.
Hater.
I am joking.
And so they could either get one from that, right? Or they could go out and get the best portal quarterback that they wanted to.
He's got a ton of starts in the SEC. Or now he's at Houston, but Connor Wegman seems like he's been playing for 8 years.
Oh my God.
Doesn't it feel like he's been?
Well, he had a season-ending injury at least once, maybe twice.
Because he started.
He was at A&M.
He got replaced by
Marcel Reed.
Then he came back and played again.
Yeah.
And now he's at Houston. He's got a ton of starts.
I didn't know he was at Houston.
Yeah. I didn't. I went through this list and I was like, oh yeah, that's where he is. That's where he is.
So the Big Ten homegrown guys are Underwood, huge recruit. Malik Washington, who we saw last year, thinks is pretty good. Yeah. Milivojevic from Michigan State, who was good against Nebraska last year.
Everybody stop for a second.
What?
Let's appreciate Connor Happer. Nice job. Go ahead.
Alessio Milivojevic. It's that easy. Drake Lindsay, Ryan Brown, and Damon Williams, who tried to enter the transfer portal and failed.
Wouldn't let him.
Which I always wonder how that one's going to go.
See, I don't think it matters at all. I try to tell people like Jack, it's not us. It's them. They are new people. They're not the normal people that we were.
I read this story.
I
read this story a couple weeks ago.
Kids don't care.
No, but
they don't care.
There's got to be something.
With the coaches, maybe not with his teammates. Not with his teammates.
No, probably.
I could see with the coaches, and the coaches now are in this business too, where they're deal makers. So I don't know if they care as much anymore. But maybe the president of the university has got a little animosity. But his teammates, no.
It is crazy because you're right. You go on if you go on Instagram and you look at the players like transfer portal post or their commitment to a new school, their comments will be filled with their former teammates.
How much they love them.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy for you.
Now, are they telling the truth or is this just something for social media?
I think they are. I think that's what young people are now.
Actually happy for them.
They just don't have the same vitriol for the traitorous transfers that we would have. When we were young, when I was younger, we would certainly have that.
I'm not all the way convinced of that, but Instagram would tell you a very different story.
And I think also when you interview them, I remember I had when the both Remington and Outland Award winner, he was the center for Michigan, and that's a great name for you to learn how to pronounce. He's center for Michigan, and he came and we were interviewing him, and he had transferred to Michigan from Oklahoma. And he was like, so what's your school? Like when you think about where you went to school, and he goes, well, I went to school here and I got my degree and then I finished at Michigan. So I'm like, well, which one's your family? He goes, they both are.
So weird.
Yep. It just,
I
don't
go
think
back
they think like we used to.
for alumni day.
Yeah, go back to both.
You go back to both.
I have no idea. In between quarters when they have the player come out and he's waving at the crowd. I mean, do you bring him back?
I guess we are getting close to the first class of players who will come back for reunions for teams in the transfer portal era that could have been built from 100 different places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's got to be at least a little bit weird, right? But it's whatever.
It's going to be really weird.
It's whatever your last one is.
Is it?
I think.
How about if you finish? Like you literally grad, like this guy.
Like where did Adrian Martinez go to school? He went to Nebraska.
Yeah, but
right?
he's a Kansas State guy. He finishes a Kansas State guy. I don't know. I think that people of Nebraska will always, because they kind of feel sorry for him in the situation he was in, will always love Adrian Martinez. I went to Adrian Martinez's what do you call it? His
garage sale.
His garage sale.
Yep.
And I was far away from it, shooting some video.
Jeez, stalker.
I was working for anyway. People love him. Everybody want to stop and have a conversation. They want to sign.
Great.
Adrian would go work out at Papillion Landing. That's where he would do his workout. People would go up, get autographs from him. They love him.
Yeah.
And for Nebraska fans, I think he'll always be a Nebraska guy. I don't know if Kansas State people feel like that about him, but I'm pretty sure that Nebraska fans will always feel that way. And he can come back anytime he wants.
Is there any great? Well, I mean, maybe this is shifting into a different conversation now. Are there players or any players that you could think of in the transfer portal era? So this is pretty recent at Nebraska who have had good careers and then tenuously left. Wan'Dale Robinson is the only one that comes to mind.
Luke McCaffrey had a decent year. Started a couple games and then left.
There was the guys who left after Rule's first year.
Cade Warner was here 2 years. Had the big catch you were bringing up.
Yeah.
Then he left. The linebacker, the kid from Columbus.
Went
to Michigan.
Ernest Hausman.
I mean, he had a great freshman year.
Yeah.
For 1 year. He had a great 1 year.
Do you think people would be, if Ernest Hausman came back and did an autograph signing or something like that?
I don't know. Probably not. I think people were mad that he left.
Yeah.
So the Outland Trophy guy I was talking about, Virginia, had played an entire career there, had All-American career there, I believe graduated from there. Yes, and then transferred to Michigan as a graduate student and did 1 year there and won these awards.
Wow.
So is he a Virginia Cavalier?
He's a Virginia Cavalier.
And he said, I'm both when we asked him about it.
All right.
Yeah.
It's both. It's a different world.
All right. My God, dude.
It's a very different
You can
world.
say that about almost everything.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world than it was 10 years ago.
402-951-1620 is the way to get in touch with the show today. We have a busy next hour. Actually, we have a busy remainder of the show.
Yeah.
We're kind of scheduled
Loaded.
out. So we're going to do our headlines coming up next. Corey Schlesinger is going to join us at the top of the hour. Max Olson, Friday shoutouts, Jake Sorensen, still topics and things like that and banter to come. But we must get to Joey's headlines. That's right after this on 1620 The Zone.
Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer on a Friday. 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com.
Hold on, it is Friday.
It is Friday.
Holy moly.
Hooray!
People
It's a Friday.
forget that it's Friday. And it's July, and I don't think I have a whole lot to do this weekend. I'm very, very excited about this.
I'm
It's
going to
great.
do.
These are my weekends where I don't have much to do.
We got a 10-miler over in
There's the
Mahoney
World
State Park
Cup.
There is the World Cup. I probably won't watch that.
from noon to 4 at Mahoney.
Not
always-
Harry Kane against Erling's
You're always
Holland.
walking just miles and miles and
Miles and miles trying to train, get ready for next month, August 22nd, 23rd.
And that is how long?
50 miles. We go from the Lincoln State House to Warner Park this year.
Nice.
Finishing at Warner Park
Do
this
you
year.
go along the interstate?
No, Highway 6.
I
They
would
wouldn't allow you to go down the interstate.
No,
they put you on Highway 6, which is dangerous enough.
Go over the Platte River.
We do.
Yeah.
We go. It's funny. They stop. The folks come out of Waverly and they all wave. And then we get to Greenwood. There's a bar that's closing at 1 o'clock. They come out and they wave.
That's great.
Yep.
That's nice. You can join Michael on his walk.
You can always help donate. You
Or-
can donate to my
Donate to his walk.
how much money I have to raise.
Or walk with him.
You can. Well, you can't do it this year because you do qualifier.
Oh, sad.
But you can do it next year if you want.
Okay. All right. Joey, what do we got for headlines today?
Headline number 1: Zebra, emu, alpaca among 60 animals confiscated from West Omaha
Oh,
home.
West Omaha.
Yes.
The headlines have hit local.
Yes, they did.
Very interesting.
What else you got?
Taylor Swift fans pay $25 for garbage from outside wedding.
I kind of like that one too.
That one.
As much as I'd like it to be local, I do like this. 20
That one.
What do you think? What do you think the $25 garbage consisted of? Would you like to take a guess?
I would
Before we tell
guess
you,
so.
probably.
Napkins, glasses, bunting. Maybe they had
Oh,
bunting in
yeah.
different places, stuff like that. I don't know.
Taylor Swift fans have paid $25 for pieces of trash, including cigarette butts
Oh my!
and an ovulation test kit.
Seriously, gotta know when to have sex.
Who brought that into the what? Anyway, collected near the U.S. Pop Queen's wedding to NFL star Travis Kelce.
Okay.
A New York artist picked up the garbage last Friday from city streets around Madison Square Garden, where the couple staged a glamorous event for hundreds of celebrity guests amid a global frenzy. All items sold individually were snatched up by Wednesday within 24 hours of sales starting. Water bottle caps, ring pop candy, police caution tape, straws, utensils, as well as a single left AirPod.
What?
It's getting a lot of Swifties who just want a tangential piece of the wedding, said Justin Gignac, who is selling trash on his website, New York City Garbage.
Did you call him an artist earlier? Did you say an artist?
That is what the article described this
As an
person
artist.
as.
Okay.
Each item, described online as a sculpture, is sealed inside a tiny plastic cube to avoid leaking or smells. That's what makes it art.
That is crazy.
Gignac told AFP he has made $1,250
Wow.
for selling 50 items so far, and he may put more on the market. I try to commemorate cultural moments in New York City, and this seemed to be a big one. So just capturing a little time capsule from that moment in time. Gignac, who also sells other city trash on his website, said he tied some of the items into knots to hammer home the wedding theme. He tied items into knots.
Can we give him a little bit of props because
Dear God, this is a
25
great
is not
grift.
that much for something that it's involving New York and Taylor Swift. So actually, it's pretty much a bargain. I'm not saying I would buy it.
And all he had to do was go pick up trash.
It's a pretty good bargain.
Did you go pick up trash for $1,250? That's basically what he's doing. He could have got a job with the
You find
with the
gold-
sanitation service.
I
or
probably would.
You find some gems when you go dumpster diving. That's why they do it.
I mean, you could package anything online to make it look like anything. You just say
Yeah.
Yeah.
caution tape from around
Oh.
Taylor Swift's wedding.
Good for him. Everybody's making money off of stuff.
And the garbage was from outside of the barriers
Right.
that surrounded Madison Square Garden. So this is not inside the venue,
You said near
near Madison Square
in
Garden.
proximity.
And I have seen some things near Madison Square Garden. There's a lot of stuff going on near Madison Square Garden. You know what there's not a lot of, though, around Madison Square Garden and around New York City in
Construction
general?
anymore.
Trash cans. They don't have enough trash cans.
Because you have to have people to go empty them.
Well, because there's
This
people,
has been going on for a
there's
long
New
time.
York Knicks fans that will just steal them at the parade. They'll just take them home for themselves.
So you have to have people to be able to. You have to have schedules and people to go empty them.
schedules?
That's why they have. That's why, like, so for example, I walk the Field Club and South Omaha Trail. There used to be more trash cans, but you don't have people to go pick them up and empty them, so they don't have fewer trash cans now.
And so people just
That's a
drop
lovely
their
trail.
trash.
You just have to wait longer
They
to
just-
get to the next trash can.
They just drop their trash, and
Yeah,
and then they
New
pick
York
them
is
up on the
much
street.
cleaner now than it was when I was growing up.
It is. And around Madison Square Garden is not a bad place, but it's still trash off the streets.
Yeah, it is trash off the streets. $12.50. How much do you think he tops out at? How much does he make overall for his hour or whatever it took to do this?
I don't know how many item.
I mean, he could probably get to $10,000.
Whoa.
You think?
I'm predicting he.
I
Could
don't know
get
how
up
many
to-
more items he's
I mean,
got.
I would
How
think
much
he would
trash
have a
did
lot.
he pick up? That's the question.
I would have picked up all of it if I knew I was going to be making money off of it. I'd have picked
$25
up
a
all of it.
pop for each
Pick up-
trash.
Then he's got to make the little design, and I guess
Let's say
that-
he doubles. Let's say he gets up to $3,000.
There's probably some cost too, right? For what he's using to put it together,
I would imagine. Yeah, because he's got the little
the
cases
box and
to
stuff.
put 'em
Yeah, so
inside.
I mean, $3,000 wouldn't be bad.
He could be pocketing, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, somewhere around there. I don't know. Just a guess. It's absurd.
It's a crazy story. I'm
great story.
a Taylor Swift fan. I've admitted it. I'm a Taylor Swift fan.
Whoa, I didn't
I've
know
always
this.
been this. Matter of fact, I hate the Chiefs less now because of her.
Oh no!
Wow, look at Taylor
Oh, no.
Swift bringing the people together.
Exactly.
Michael Severe, a hater of many things.
And he's a
Definitely the
Swiftie.
Chiefs for a very long time.
Unbelievable.
Yes, but I admire her business acumen. I admire what she's done, and especially the stuff she's done volunteer wise, and the things she's done for children. People don't broadcast a ton of this stuff she's done for children. People that I know that have gone through some things and stuff she sends them and stuff. I admire what she does
She's donated a lot of money. That much is for sure.
and time.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. Corey Schlesinger, new Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, is up on the other side on 1620 The Zone.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Michael Severe filling in for Mike Schaefer today. I'm Connor Happer, Joey Warcola producing, and we are joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend now, Corey Schlesinger, new Nebraska Football Hall of Famer. Corey, thanks for doing this. How are you?
All right, doing great. How you doing out there?
Absolutely fantastic. It's we now have a new good friend.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so I'm curious. So all the Hall of Fame videos that we see all the time, they knock on doors or they surprise you with a phone call or something like that. Anything special with this one before we get the induction coming up here soon? How did they tell you? How did you get the news?
I got a voicemail from this guy, and I'm like, this is a Lincoln number. He's like, hey, I think you should call me back. This will be pretty important. So I called him the next day, and then he just he gave it to me. So I'm like, oh man, I was not expecting that at all.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Out of
voicemail.
nowhere.
That's very 2026.
So when was when was the last correspondence? I mean, how much are you sort of around and talk to people, whether it be around the program or whatever it is? How out of the blue are we talking here?
Playing with with my team I played with in the 90s, there were so many great athletes on that team that there were so many first round draft picks I played with. And I'm like, yeah, I probably will never get in there because, these guys were just way more talented than I was. And then, I was able to play with them, it was good, but I just was really shocked that I was able to get inducted to this.
Corey, when I talked to you for the 25th anniversary of that 1994 team, and I also interviewed the same time the guy who was the quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. And he talked about how much that first hit that you had on the kickoff return mattered for the Hurricanes realizing you guys were no joke, knocking out one of his wide receivers. You had a lot of big plays in that game. How big was that opening kickoff, do you think, for the game?
That's pretty interesting because that kickoff return, I think, really just set the whole tone, I think, for the team and then for myself also. When I did that, I really didn't think much of it. I just like to hit people hard anyway. So it was one of those things. But when you get a chance to knock him, I saw his eyes, rolling back of his head, which is, coaches don't be saying these things sometimes, but because it's a rough sport, but it's football. So I'm going to talk about it. But, it's interesting because, like I said, I think there's videos on it too, that the first thing I asked when the game was over, I said, did you see the first hit? Everybody saw, the 2 touchdowns, great touchdowns. I said, no, did you see the first kickoff return? And I go, that was the best play of the game for me, actually. But, most people that saw it was those Miami guys because they're all standing right there. We're on that side of the field, and they all got a chance to see it. So that was we're ready to play some football here.
I was going to say, I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but like the moment where you kind of knew, not that you knew you had them, but at least that that had to be it, right? Was there a moment when you knew you kind of, you were in their head a little bit?
They belong.
Probably the second half. Because the first half was, we did all right, but it was not what we wanted really out of it. And, we see the interview that Tom Osborne came out at halftime, what he was talking about. And we did exactly what he wanted us to do. We're wearing these guys down. We keep gaining on these guys. It was pretty amazing how his speech is exactly what we did that second half. And, we just wanted it because the year before, it literally was 3 minutes and 13 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something like that, we lost the game, but, we're there for a reason and we were there to win. So, we wanted it more, basically.
Yeah. Corey Schlesinger joining us here, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, brand new. I believe it's the Maryland game is when they're going to do the celebration for that. Can you talk to us a little bit about, we always talk about Tom Osborne, obviously, and how great a coach he was, but you guys had great position coaches. You had a guy in Frank Solich who was a fullback himself, obviously a different size than you. But can you talk a little bit about how they made you guys better? The fact that you just had this experienced group of assistant coaches that knew the sport so well and how they developed you guys?
That's pretty interesting because unlike today, the coaches were there for the long haul. They were there to make a program. Nowadays, it's about money, and it's just about people going here and there. It seems like every other weekend they're switching teams or players, something like that. And Coach Solich, for not being a size like I was playing at fullback, he was like a little bulldog. He's just a tough man that you just knew. You didn't mess around with him. You listened to him, you respected him because he'd been through this before. He's actually played the game also. And he was a tough kid. I mean, he was a tough player. So you really respected him. And then Coach Osborne was an outstanding coach just in the fact that, he didn't have to yell and scream and cuss to motivate you. It's interesting because I talked to other players that got recruited by Coach Osborne that did not go to Nebraska. They ended up going to another team, but they were all so impressed with his demeanor, how he spoke, and how he said, hey, we want you to get an education. We want you to graduate college, and then, we'll play football in between too. But a lot of guys didn't want to come because, they knew that he said, you'll probably be sitting out for the first couple of years because we have so much depth.
Right.
But, we want to train you. We want to get you faster, bigger, faster, stronger, all that stuff. But some people, they just wanted to play right away. And to me, it was just like, it was no brainer. I'm like, hey, heck yeah, I want to get bigger, faster, stronger before I go out in the field because I want to be able out there and dominate like we were doing back in the 90s.
From the outside looking in, there was always this, or at least this was the perception, I guess. There was this quiet confidence about the teams that you played on. Did it feel like that was the case when you were actually inside the locker room? I can't imagine it was that quiet. Very confident, but maybe not all that quiet.
We were business. I mean, we wanted to go out there and play. It was pretty interesting that we had a team. We didn't have individuals. That's what I liked about our team is that it was a team. There was not guys out there, showboating. It's all about me. When guys scored, we all went back and celebrated together with each other.
Yeah.
And when the defense scored, we celebrated with them. They celebrated with us. So it was a whole team effort. I mentioned this to I don't know if I was written down, but it was pretty interesting because there was one time in practice that two was an offensive lineman and a defensive guy. They were fighting, and it usually happens, especially when we put the pads on. The first few weeks, everybody starts fighting each other. But it's like, what the heck was that all about? I asked the player, and he's like, well, he's not practicing hard enough. I'm like, oh, that's a good teammate. I mean, when you're fighting because this guy's not practicing hard enough, because we want to win, and if you're not practicing, he's not getting any better. So he was fighting this guy because he's not practicing hard. I'm like, that's awesome.
Corey, one of the things that I'm kind of excited about with football changing, heavy personnel is coming back. You see a fullbacks, obviously H-backs, but now they're going 12, 13 personnel with 2-3 tight ends on the league on the field at the time. What do you think, as a guy who was a part of that heavy personnel, how do you think that helps offenses nowadays, especially with the fact that a lot of defenses are smaller and trying to be faster?
We try to wear them down, I guess. And that's pretty interesting because it's funny how it has changed over the years. Now you're seeing more bigger receivers, bigger tight end types that go out and are being out in the X and Z's out there.
Yep.
And linebackers, when I came in the NFL, heck, we had Kirkland, who was 300-pound linebacker.
Levon.
We had, everybody was like 260 and stuff like that. And then time I left, everybody was 220, 215, but they all could run. And so it's just funny how it changes, how there's no fullbacks anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, will it ever come back? Well, I don't know. We'll find out. But it just evolves. I think one of the things, too, is back with the Lions is one of our coaches, he wanted big offensive line because we want to run between tackles. So he wanted the biggest guys we can get. And then a new coach comes in, we get a new offense. Now it's like, oh, we have too big of guys. We want to get shorter, faster guys. It's like, wow, it just evolves all the time. And, what they're doing right now is, that's just how it's going. You used to have the Reggie Whites in the ends, and then we got bigger tackles. And then they said, oh, the tackles are too big. Let's get smaller guys that can run around them. So we don't need the big Reggie Whites anymore. We'll get smaller guys that can really fly up the field. But that's just evolution, and that's how it goes, I guess.
Corey, you're one of the symbols of the neck roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that is one thing that has not yet made a comeback. But I am of the opinion that it should. There's nothing more 90s than a dude who looks like you, who's playing fullback, running into people wearing a neck roll.
It's intimidating, man. That's the uniform. I mean, they see that tank looking at you, like, oh my goodness, he's gonna come hit me. They claim that the neck rolls really don't do anything, and I would beg to differ. I mean, those things, especially the way I played, I'm going, seeing what you hit, but I'm going with basically my face mask first. We always said it in the running back room, stick your face in it, because you don't want to put your head down. You
right.
Put your, you'll see what you're hitting. And I got the scars on my helmets that it proves that, and those linebackers, they don't want that either. But it's the neck rolls. I mean, the bad thing about them are it's kind of hard to turn your head sometimes when you're trying to catch a ball. But they're pretty intimidating out in the field. And I know it's kind of weird how, of course, these guys don't even wear pads anymore. I think everyone wears kicker pads now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. It's just a whole different ball game. And what's up with the pants?
Below the knees.
The pants are
below the knees.
halfway up the thigh.
Yeah, they're shorts.
They are short. I mean, then, the turf, I played on old school turf.
Yeah.
And these guys have no idea what the old school turf was. They would be wearing full length pants now because they had the old school turf where it ripped off all your skin. They'd be wearing longer pants.
Yeah, I think we also have some scars from that AstroTurf that was on top of cement. Talk to me, because we had chatted about, I know you were concerned, all the head injuries and stuff that happened, and then obviously we started talking about CTE, and I know you were, as a teacher and trying to stay sharp and making sure that memory and everything stays good. How are you doing with that, and is that still something that you think about on a daily basis?
I do, but what are you going to do about it now? The damage is already done, and I don't know if I don't know if I had all my brains from the beginning anyway. So, I mean, I played fullback for 25 years. What's wrong with me? But it's always a thing. The good thing about being a teacher is, you're always using your brain. You got to remember these kids' names. You got to remember the projects. You got to remember a lot of things that's going on in there. So, this is probably the best occupation that I could be in. I know there's guys out there who are, they're not doing as good as other people. And it's just interesting too how it affects people in different ways. And would I play football again? Absolutely. I would not change it for anything. But it's just part of the game. I mean, heck, I could have been a police officer and have people try to shoot at me. I think I'd be a lot worse than playing football. So there's a lot worse occupations out there that especially didn't get paid, as well as football players do. So
he could have been a demolition derby driver, though. You could have been a demolition derby driver. That's got to be more dangerous.
What's wrong with me? Yeah.
So, Corey, update people for those who don't know. You're in Michigan. You're teaching, like you said. What's a day look like for you these days?
The days of school. Well, the nice thing is right now I'm on summer break.
Right. Yeah. Sure. That's a great day.
That is why I went to this field, and it's my school days are great. I have students that they want to learn. They want to learn the software, and my class that I do teach, I have a home repair class. Is basically it's like we talk about building homes. We do cement work, we do plumbing, we do electrical, we do floor framing, we do wall framing, just basic stuff. But then I do CAD, I do architecture, I have a Photoshop classes, which is kind of getting obsolete now. But with Chat GTP, and they could do stuff way better than I can. But and then I talked about architecture, but no, I really enjoy what I'm doing. I've been doing it now for 18, 19 years now, and still enjoy what I'm doing. Like I said, it's not a bad job, but what else were you asking about that?
I was actually going to ask you about, because you have two girls, right? Two daughters?
Yeah.
How much do they know about what their dad was? I texted somebody yesterday saying you were coming on, and all they said was the Beast, right? That's what they called you. How much do they know about what their dad was as a player? And when things like Hall of Fame come along, you point and go, see, I was pretty good.
I think they know. Yeah. They were able to watch me play a few years, but they were very at a younger age though. But I think they understand. Even at their jobs, once they, people kind of knew, like, Schlesinger, how do I know? Oh,
yeah.
Does your dad play football? And they're like, yeah. Oh, he was my favorite. And all that. I'm like, they're like, okay, I guess he was all right. So, and then, with the Hall of Fame thing, and just from what I've played with the Lions too, just the excitement, and people come up to me and people mail me things, and it's pretty interesting. I think they enjoy it, and I think they understand that I was a decent player, I guess.
There's a question on here on one of our YouTube feed, and the guy says you lost 2 matches your senior year wrestling. Do you remember who the 2 people you lost to were?
Oh man, well, one of them is we were at a tournament, and I shot in on my guy I was going against, and I hit him in the hip, and kind of jarred my neck a little bit. So that was like the semifinals match. So I forfeited. So I didn't get beat by him. I got forfeited, and then the other one. Golly, I tell you what, conference was not very good for me. But both my junior and senior year, I was undefeated, and both conference matches, I got beat. And I think a lot of it was because I was just kind of getting a little bit cocky out there. I was kind of like, I beat this guy several times before. I'm gonna go out there and just beat him, and they were, out to get me. So I think the best thing about that was getting beat. Was that I refocused. I went out there for districts and just tore them up, and then I went out to state. I'm like, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going out there, and this is not going to happen to me ever again. But it was interesting. My senior year, I don't know, it was semifinals or something like that. I don't get taken down, and this guy took me down, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And then I 15-pointed him. So, but he took me down.
There is. We don't have the answer, by the way, to that question. We'll get a follow up from our YouTube comments.
Yeah.
But there is something about it. Somebody else mentioned in our comments as well, like football players who are great wrestlers. And there's something in there. Now, I think it's looked at these days, Corey, is like football players will wrestle to be good at football or to help with their football. I'm sure you approached it from a little bit of a different person. Like it was competitive, right? You were wrestling because you wanted to be a really good wrestler.
Oh yeah, I wanted to go out there and win. It was interesting because I went to state my sophomore year and I got beat out. I'm like, if I'm gonna go to state, I might as well win the whole dang thing. And I really changed my focus during practices and what I did. It's kind of interesting because I only went to wrestling camps. I never went to any football camps or anything like that. I only went to wrestling camps, and I thought I was really going to wrestle in college. But I think there are a lot of there was actually a website one time that showed all the NFL players that were wrestlers. I think one of the biggest ones was Lorenzo Neal. I think.
Oh heck yeah, Fresno State baby.
Yeah, he was a very good wrestler, and I think what happened is it helps with flexibility. It helps with joint strength. I think it helps with getting your pads down. I think there's a lot of really good wrestlers out there that were football players. It's kind of interesting too. There's a lot of basketball players that play NFL that never even played college basketball.
Yep.
I mean, play college football. They played basketball and they were in the NFL.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about. By the way, Lorenzo Neal was only a great wrestler. I watched him knock a guy out with a left hook in training camp in 1994 for the Saints. I was covering it as a media member, and it was one shot, and the guy didn't get back up. He might have been one of the toughest people to ever play the game. And it's a fullback position. That's what you do. You have to be tough, right?
As a fullback position, I think he was probably one of the best. And it's pretty interesting. He was getting interviewed one time, and I remember this. He was playing for Tampa Bay, and he was on kickoff return. I was on kickoff. We were kicking off to them, and for some reason, I don't know, I pointed at him as I'm running down the field. And I still remember this, and we hit each other, and I was like, "Holy smokes!" My tongue went numb. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I've never had my tongue go numb before. My tongue went numb, and the good thing is, he felt it too, because he actually said on the podcast thing that yes, I felt it, and I know he goes, we both felt it, and we just kind of hit each other and just both kind of walked to the side.
Wow.
I think both of us were stunned, but yeah, it was pretty fun. I can't believe he remembers that, and I can't believe he brought that up. That was awesome.
That's cool.
Corey Schlesinger, he is now a Nebraska Football Hall of Famer. By the way, that class going in Friday, September 4th.
Right.
That is prior to the opener.
Yeah.
Corey, we're looking forward to getting you back around here. We appreciate you doing this. This was absolutely fantastic. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'm excited to go back to Lincoln, and especially I get to see Frank Solage again too.
Yeah, right.
It's good to be there, so
Yep.
I'm very excited to see that. And all right. Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate
guys.
it, Corey. Thanks for taking the time, man.
You bet. Thanks.
Yeah. One of the people said Clester was in his bracket. Clester Johnson was in his bracket too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we got breaking news from college football as well.
Yes, we do. There was a retirement.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that the one you're referring to?
Feels like out of nowhere.
So, by the way, the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame class will be inducted Friday, September 4th. It will
I had the Maryland
include
game in my head for some reason.
Charles Fryer.
Yep.
Jim Scott.
Yep.
Corey Schlesinger, Corey Ross, Levante David, Sam Foltz.
Got to get Corey Ross on next.
There you go.
Got to get Pork Chop on
time,
next.
Well, I am gone a couple Fridays.
I was told that I'm going to do a show.
Because everyone knows famously I don't work Fridays during the summer, even though I'm here right now. But that used
Famously,
that used to be my contract. I don't work Fridays in the summer.
Yeah.
There's 2 Fridays in a row at the end of the month where I'm gone.
That's what I heard. I won't be here for the last one, but the third one I believe.
Okay, so Corey Ross.
Yep.
Sounds like he's going to make an
We'll
appearance.
start reaching out.
All right. Thanks for commenting and asking some questions and bouncing some
That was
trivia
cool.
off. That was really, really fun. So Corey Schlesinger, we appreciate him, and we're looking forward to getting him back in a couple months here. When we return, actually, we should tell you the breaking news.
Yeah, do the breaking news.
Iowa AD Jamie Pollard is retiring effective at the end of next season. So next summer around now, he is retiring. Iowa State is a program that is
They're in a weird way.
in a very bad spot.
I always thought that he would leave and go to a bigger program.
Never did.
And he never did. Stayed there the whole time.
I mean, there was at least 2 athletic director searches at Nebraska where people looked at Jamie
Mentioned him,
Pollard
yep.
and they were like, well, that could be a guy pretty easily if you wanted him.
And he did 2 major renovation projects on the campus involving sports things, including the football field.
They have, I believe, recently cut some teams. They have a great basketball team. They're putting a lot of things into that.
Exactly.
Their football team just lost Matt Campbell and
105 players.
Their entire roster.
91 players.
I mean,
yeah.
Iowa State is in a weird spot
They
to
are.
compete in
Maybe
power
he just
conference
realizes that being in the Big 12 and the amount of revenue sharing they get, it's just not going to be enough.
He's not a particularly old guy
He's
either,
not.
is he?
No.
How old is he?
Is he more than, is he 63, 64 maybe?
Jamie Pollard.
He's been there 21 years.
He's 61.
61. That's about right. Yeah. Well, you know what? If the Z Xers or whatever you call them, if they can retire for 2 weeks at a time, he can retire.
Yeah. Sam writes in on Twitter at Happen Shave. What a tease on this mystery retirement. No, we told you.
Sorry about
we
that.
told you. We almost forgot about it, but we told you. When we come back, Max Olson will join us. He'd be a great person to ask about this. So we will do that. He was at Big 12 Media Days. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well after this on 1620 The Zone.
You're listening to Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. More of Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Michael Severe filling in for Mike Schaefer today. Joey Warcola producing as always. We're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline by our good friend Max Olson from ESPN. Hi, Max. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
What's up? How's Big 12 Media Days?
It was good. I did not stand up and ask Brett Yormark any questions at the podium that made me go viral. So that was good.
You pronounced tortillas correctly and things like that.
I did pronounce tortillas correctly, as I just did there. That was good. We wrote a story on the Brendan Sorsby saga.
Yeah.
Fallout for Tuesday on ESPN.com. And I think by the time we got to media days, of course, Brett Yormark wanted to sort of like kind of downplay it and say like, hey, today's not the day to talk about all that and stuff. I think it's starting to simmer down a little bit. Certainly you saw that was a reflection of like Texas Tech fans are definitely still not over it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, talking with Texas Tech administrators, like they still don't really think they did anything wrong. But I think there's going to be some tensions that are still simmering across the conference during the season. No, for the most part, not too much in the way of fireworks.
In terms of that cloud that the Brendan Sorsby thing had over Big 10 Media Days and, of course, a Big 12, and in Texas Tech's appearance, who was the cloud most over? What was it? Did the coach have to answer the most questions about it? Did the players answer most questions about it? Who was the cloud most over in terms of that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think Joey McGuire handled it really well in his day of taking questions from anybody on this stuff and not saying anything too inflammatory. And I think that, like, and talking with Texas Tech players, like great group of guys who, like, I think that they really, in their limited time with him, really loved playing with Brendan Sorsby and really, were completely shocked. They told me they're completely shocked. No sense at all that was his thing. And so they just didn't see that coming at all when the team meeting was called. And they just hope that he gets the help he needs. I think there's still kind of more questions about, I think you talk to the Big 12 coaches. I think they certainly feel like Brett Yormark handled that well in that moment. But, it does speak to maybe in a big picture way, like the relationship between Texas Tech and the Big 12. Obviously, this leaves some scars and strains it a little bit. And as one person told me early this week, guys, from the Texas Tech side of things, I think they're more offended by other members of the conference coming out and speaking out like they did on this stuff, as opposed to Yormark taking action like he had to. And I was told that, there's going to be some games this year in the Big 12 where if they're up 50 in the fourth, they're going to keep throwing.
Huh, interesting.
I like that.
Yeah. Max, so you wrote the great story or had part in it on ESPN. You mentioned the last line there, which was, these things kind of leave scars. I do sort of wonder, I think I asked you this a couple weeks ago on, what their, if they sort of like being in the position that they're in. It sort of felt like they were kind of enjoying at the time being the villain of sorts. I don't know if they were trying to do that, but the position that they were in was the position that they were in, and they were going to keep defending it. I wonder what you sort of think about that now, especially after everything has changed and we're past the Brendan Sorsby part of it now. Like, is it we're coming off of that?
Yeah, like I think to some extent, Joe McGuire and Kirby Hocutt and their president Lawrence Stevens, I think they're definitely like sensitive to the opinions of their colleagues, and like I think they know that as they're going through that, they're like, yeah, man, we're in a pretty tough position here, and like don't love it, and didn't think he was going to get the injunction. I think that's sort of the overriding thing you hear from a lot of people is just sort of like, man, really didn't think we'd be put in that position, and thought that would kind of solve it. And then once it happens, then you got to put a plan in place. But in terms of like being the villain and the black hat and all that, like Cody Campbell's great with it. I mean, and he's left no doubt about that. He'll say whatever he wants to say, and those guys can't, when you're the billionaire board chair, it's not like anybody else can be like, hey, Cody, let's talk about our messaging and maybe settle down on this stuff. Like he's going to say what he wants to say, and I think that certainly throughout the Big 12, like I think in the last couple of years, there's been a lot of Cody Campbell envy because everybody else is like just trying to figure out how to pay their bills and trying to figure out how to even get, 10 or 15 million bucks for a football roster, and Texas Tech just blowing them out of the water.
And I think that has flipped to a little bit more disdain here in the last year. And part of that is Cody Campbell trying to have it all and being so involved in the future of college athletics, even if a lot of that stuff is defending the Big 12 and its future. I think that he's just very out in front of all this. And, everybody, doesn't really have billionaires on their own depth charts at their universities. So I think it's very frustrating.
So, Max, what happens now with Cincinnati? They actually got the letter of investigation or whatever. What do you think happens with Cincinnati and their ties to all of this?
Yeah, great question. And that came out Wednesday as they were showing up to Big 12 Media Days. And I think when you have as much betting as Brennan Sorsby has acknowledged he did in his time at Cincinnati, makes sense that the NCAA would send a letter of inquiry and be looking into this. And I'm sure that the gambling commissions in that state are as well. The amount of betting that he did is pretty significant. I mean, it makes sense that in Cincinnati alone, he acknowledged placing, I think, at least 165 impermissible bets, totaling at least $38,000. He was also transferring money to his friends for a shared FanDuel account during that time. So certainly a lot was going on there. Cincinnati has generally tried to downplay it and say, maybe one thing got flagged, but otherwise we had no knowledge of any of this stuff. And I think certainly the NCAA is trying to find out how much that's true.
News within the last 20 minutes or so, Max, that Jamie Pollard is stepping down as the Iowa State AD at the end of next year. Iowa State is, a team in the Big 12, and everybody sort of views them around the college football and really college athletics landscape as a team that, or as a school that, I don't know, it's been difficult to make this sort of transition to the NIL era and all these different things for them. And Jamie Pollard's been at this. What does this mean in the landscape for Iowa State, who has now lost their head coach and head football coach and AD over the last 12 or so months?
Yeah, I mean, certainly Jamie Pollard, just a pillar of stability for Iowa State and for the Big 12. And I think he's always, as long as I've been doing this job, he's been there. And I think he's always had a good understanding of the way that things need to be done at Iowa State and not getting too worried about what's going on everywhere else, because they got to figure out what makes sense for their town and for their state and stuff like that. And I think we are kind of in a period right now, guys, over this next couple of years, where you are, as this stuff gets so complicated and the larger future of college athletics is totally in question here. I think you are going to see kind of that veteran group start to cycle out here and start to say, hey, I'm good. This is not what it used to be. I'm done with this. I'm ready to retire.
Yep.
And, we're going to have a younger class of ADs come in and really, make some major decisions about what this all looks like relative to the NCAA and private equity and playoff and all that kind of stuff. So, fascinating to see how that goes. Certainly, I know Jamie Pollard feels really, really good about where he's leaving things in basketball there under TJ. And, in terms of football, man, it's going to be a tough year. It's just a totally rebuilt roster after 10 years of stability with Matt Campbell. But you certainly have also seen, no matter who's the head coach of Iowa State, those fans show out, and I think they've got a great culture there. And so, interested to see how long it takes for Jimmy Rogers to be successful there. But Iowa State, as all these other schools, rack up all this money and all this, they've really been able to kind of prove man, we're going to kind of keep doing it our way, and we're not going to worry too much about that and still be successful.
Max, did Scott Frost make an opening statement at the podium?
Yeah. Good question. We had our own, ESPN.com had our own room where the four of us could interview these guys one for 15 minutes each. So I did not catch Scott Frost at the podium this week.
Was it a good 15 minutes though? Would you ask him did he want to talk about golf at all?
He did not want to talk about golf. He absolutely did not want to talk about Nebraska. We did talk about how things are looking for year two there at UCF.
Yeah.
I think there's the big thing for them is just that they've got a quarterback this year. They brought in Alonzo Barnett from James Madison, who obviously led them to the playoff against Oregon last year, and that was such a bad problem for them in year one at UCF. So I think they feel reasonably pleased with where they're at and trying to get that thing flipped. But UCF's another one where it feels pretty uphill right now relative to the rest of the Big 12.
Yeah. Okay. So off of Big 12 Media Days, Max, we'll leave you on this. I know we've talked a lot about Oklahoma State. That's a team that you're sort of interested in.
Oh yeah.
Give me another one coming off of the last couple of days in the Dallas area. Is there another one that you're sort of watching just to be either competitive, unexpectedly competitive, or maybe even compete for a conference title?
Yeah, Brent Brennan from Arizona was very straight up with us that he thinks Noah Fafita, his quarterback, can be the conference player of the year and win the Heisman this year. And I think they lost some great players, including in the secondary, to the NFL. But I think they feel really good that as long as that guy's back there, with the leadership he provides, that Arizona coming off a really successful year too under Brennan, I think they feel like they can kind of run it back here and be in that conference race here at the end. And so interested to see what they look like. I think high on Oklahoma State, high on TCU. Houston is always kind of flying under the radar, but they did a great job this offseason of retaining and adding some new pieces there. And, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this the other day, but Brett McMurphy pulled the Big 12 coaches.
Yes, I did.
They picked BYU as the favorite.
Makes sense.
This year. Now, they did a horrible job picking the favorites in the conference last year, so take it with a grain of salt.
And 2 years ago.
That being said, look, it's a total spite pick, and I thought that was very funny.
100%.
But BYU is a squad that I think they feel like they can be even better this year after only losing 2 games last year. I do think that they are, certainly they are not spending at the level of Texas Tech at all, and I think that you talk to the Texas Tech guys, and they just really feel like they are way too loaded to fail. But I do think BYU is going to be a problem again this year.
All right, Max, we will let you go. Appreciate it as always. Thanks for doing this, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Max.
Max Olson from ESPN. So the poll that he mentioned, Brett McMurphy pulled all 16 Big 12 coaches, or represent whatever it was. It's a coach's poll.
Sure.
Only 8 of them picked Texas Tech to be in the Big 12 championship game.
Nice. That is spiteful.
Which is
that
amazing.
is spiteful. Yeah.
13 of them picked BYU to be in the conference title game and 6 to win.
A lot of talent, BYU. Obviously got a returning quarterback. Do you know who Jim Hart is?
Jim Hart. No.
Jim Hart was the St. Louis Cardinals quarterback. He was the first and maybe the last truly fat quarterback.
Love it.
Bear Bachmeier is Jim Hart.
Well, Bear
they
Bachmeier
look the same.
Wearing number 47,
Yep.
It's just sort of awkward.
It's just awkward as hell. Under the everybody in my mind is a character from Marvel. Corey Campbell is Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool's the merc with the mouth. He's the billionaire with the mouth.
100%.
He always wants to talk.
So I'm looking at the SP Plus projections for the Big 12.
Yeah.
This bottom of the
Texas
Big 12.
Tech.
Look at this bottom of the Big 12.
It's so bad.
Yeah. West Virginia.
Worse than Iowa State.
West Virginia, worse than Iowa State. Colorado, worse than Iowa State.
Isn't that crazy?
Iowa State. UCF.
Yep.
And then it
Then it's the
probably
middle.
ends there.
The middle, yeah.
And then you have your
Baylor,
Kansas, Baylor,
Kansas State.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then
Kansas
we'll
State
see what ends up with Arizona State. K-State was picked pretty high, or
fourth
in the SP. Yeah, in the fourth in the SP Plus with Utah, BYU.
I think
and
the
Texas
middle is
Tech.
from like 4 to 9.
In this weird coaches poll that they did, somebody picked West Virginia to go to the conference title game.
Their total win total is 3.5.
They are,
right
now, like I said, they got the transfer from Oklahoma in the quarterback.
I get it.
And they got the running back from Jacksonville State.
yes,
as we talked about yesterday.
Cam Cook, yeah.
So okay, but
Yeah.
they're not going to the Big 12 title game.
No, probably not. No. Although,
And
if
they
you remember
retro-
2 years ago, I think it was Arizona State was picked 16th or whatever it was and ended up, going to the college football playoff.
Houston is one that people are keeping
Willie
their eyes
Fritz,
on.
let's go, baby.
Willie Fritz.
I've
Mike
been wanting
Schaefer is
Willie Fritz to be the coach at Nebraska for so many years.
Mike Schaefer is celebrating wherever he's listening right now. He's the biggest Willie Fritz guy I know.
Former Samuelson State coach.
Oh, there you go.
And Georgia
what Mike
Southern.
likes. All right, let's take a break. Our Friday shout-outs.
Yay!
Friday shout-out to Mike Schaefer. Maybe Mike Schaefer has a Friday shout-out that he just texted into the show.
There's an incentive for
Who
this
knows?
as well.
That's right.
Pairs
Joey
of-
still has to pick out Storm Chasers ticket
Yes,
winners.
we got a couple pairs remaining, and I got to give them out.
So,
My wife hates when people point.
tweeted us
We're just pointing.
at Happen Chafe on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. We'll do that right after this on 1620 The Zone.
This is Happer and Schaefer on 1620.
All right,
Zone.
we got a couple minutes here. Sorry, big voice guy, for Friday shout-outs. I'd like to start Friday shout-outs by shouting out Joey.
Oh, my
who,
God. Joey.
During the break was watching the television.
Joey.
He loves tennis and knows all the tennis players, and then got very confused when they highlighted a person on TV and his name popped up on the lower third and it said he was named Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
And he was like, who's this Ben? What, like, is this real?
Guy? Who's
I think he thought he was fake.
A fake name?
Huge guy.
Yeah, a fake name.
And we had to explain to Joey that he's a famous actor.
And he's not just famous. Like, he is probably one of the most recognizable actors in all of
He
Hollywood.
probably is. Top
I thought
Top 10. Easy. Actor?
25.
Oh, it's bigger than that. You got to realize the movies he's been in.
I know he's been in huge movies.
I mean, he's
I'm
been in
not
every one of the
arguing with
Avengers movies.
it. Give us your explanation of this, Joey.
just I don't watch a lot of movies, and I thought he was just affiliated only with British film.
Oh no, he's
I mean, he's British. Yes,
it's a British sounding name.
It is.
Like I told you, though,
I want my English Benedict Cumberbatch.
Like I told you. So also the Roses. You see the Roses?
No,
it's like a knockoff of the War of the Roses, which came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
No, I haven't seen that.
Really good movie. Imitation Game, Academy Award winning movie. No,
not seen it.
Sherlock, the TV show. I have to tell you, man. If you like Sherlock, if you like anything involving Sherlock Holmes, watch it.
I thought we'd get him on Marvel on the
he doesn't do Marvel stuff. Doesn't do Marvel stuff.
The only superhero stuff was when I was growing up. It was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. That was the only films I was
Marvel.
pretty much affiliated with.
Okay.
Marvel.
You see the new Spider-Man, the last one,
No,
because he's in it. Toby was in it.
Didn't see
saw
that.
it.
Mm-mm.
Let's get the shout outs.
Okay, shout outs. Okay.
Here is Belmont Bill tweets at Happen Shave. Shout out to Connor Happer. His basketball team had their worst season in over a decade. They've lost 3 of their last 4 to Nebraska, and their legendary coach retired. Connor knows it's all downhill, yet he shows up every day, aside from the last 2, to take the music. Shout out. Hey, I've been here for the last 2 days,
That's
by the way.
awesome.
That's Schaefer.
I thought he meant the last 2 games.
I was at the games.
Oh, that's what I thought he was talking about.
I was at the games. I've always been at the games.
Can I do a shout out?
Shout out to
Friday shout out to normal size thick burgers. That's how it's supposed to be. Smash burgers are one of the biggest ripoffs in the history of meat, in the history of food. Full size burgers. Shout out to them, because then I can get it medium rare like I like it. And actually I get the full amount of beef I should get, and not the knockoff amount you get from a smash burger just because it's crunchy. It's ridiculous.
You are meat man.
It's
like,
ridiculous.
More meat, always better.
It's also a better quality of meat in your burger than if you have a smash burger, because they don't have to make it quality.
I like to change it up every day.
Nasty. And you got to put 2 patties on it to get a regular size sandwich.
You do. That is true.
And they're only 4 ounces opposed to 6 ounces.
But I do like a nice compact burger. Like
smash a regular burger.
Smash.
I don't like it at all. I like a good burger.
Here's John. Shout out to my grandson, who was finally brave enough to do a cannonball into the pool.
Oh, congratulations.
Nice job.
Go from there and do a jackknife.
From the 402, shout out to all the Jays players in the Summer League, specifically Josh Dix and Steven Splashworth.
I haven't been watching any of the Summer League. I haven't even paid attention.
Because you're watching other stuff that doesn't matter, like soccer.
Go! Yeah, he is.
Ashworth, one of the nicest people I've ever interviewed.
I love Steven Ashworth.
Wife nice, he nice, everybody nice.
J-Man says Happer is at every game.
Every game.
That is true. I am at every game. Mike Schaefer. Shout out to Mike Schaefer for, number 1, it being his anniversary today.
Oh, I went to that.
Shout out to Mike Schaefer.
We were all at that.
That was at that. It was really hot.
Speaking of that, he sent us a text that said, Friday shout out to the big storm 5 years ago that knocked all the power out, but we had a great wedding anyway. Also, shout out to my wife.
It's fun to sweat.
It wasn't. It was less.
It was.
I would have rather
you guys
not.
were out there dancing. You and your wife were out there dancing,
we were
sweating
dancing.
up a storm. They're walking behind you guys with towels. So nobody fell. It was awesome.
It was.
Everybody was great. That
It was
good.
so hot.
It was very hot.
From the 402, shout out to Fred Hoiberg.
Oh, for what?
It just says shout out
That's
to Fred
it?
Hoiberg. You're the man, Fred.
Okay, cool.
That's what it says.
Okay, great.
Joey, you have any shout outs for us?
Shout outs to the engineers for making this happen, making this new studio a thing.
That is a great
Josh
call.
Hudson
My
having
God.
it overnight, Chris Prudon, the other engineers making this happen. We got the move over.
Yeah, shout out to all them.
Shout out to all the asses. Yeah.
Let's see.
Shout out to Josh, the producer.
Producer Josh.
Producer Josh, because he just said, great take on the smash burgers.
Yeah. All right, we got like 20 seconds.
Okay. All right, 20 seconds. Go.
Shout out to the Amputee Wellness Alliance of the Midlands for granting me 2 new running blades to keep my running goals going as an amputee.
Nice, awesome.
Insurance doesn't cover those $5,000 per blade.
Insurance
Wow.
sucks.
Well done. All right, let's take a break. Thanks for your Friday shout outs. We're back after this with the 9 o'clock hour on 1620 The Zone.
This is Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
It is 9 o'clock here on a Friday. Can you believe that?
9.
You got to turn your mic on.
You know what I do? I do
Come
it
on,
here.
Schaefer.
Oh, your mic, Schaefer.
I've been hitting this mic. I'm sorry. I
We have
apologize.
the buttons on the table,
The
which are
buttons up
officially
here.
useless.
We got to get rid of these.
Yeah, I was just going to
That's
say we should
too
cover that
distracting
up.
for somebody like myself.
Well, and if we got rid of them, then we'd have 3 little holes in the table to do
Well, you
whatever
could
we
do
want.
this, like maybe get like some Scotch tape.
That's what I was.
A little
Just cover it
tape
up.
over the top of it.
How about
Hold on. Here we go.
Or we could
There
be
you go.
innovative
There
and
you
we
go.
could take out the buttons and we could put in like power outlets or something like that.
Well, power outlets are
Good
always
idea.
good. Can't have enough power
I
outlets.
love power outlets.
Although putting this one here is pretty good. It should be in this box, though.
I got my power outlets.
Or just
way
have a
over there.
label that
Way
says,
over there.
don't press that.
I'm sorry.
We're not a full week into our new studio yet.
It's day 3.
Day number 3. And we're feeling good. I was going to mention to you earlier, by the way, Joey,
And we're
that
feeling-
actually it still looks like this a little bit. If you look closely on our YouTube
Where we at?
stream,
Where we at? Okay.
it looks like Joey is standing on the stairs. Do you see his reflection?
Oh, yeah.
But he is.
That's crazy.
He's most certainly not standing on the stairs.
No, it
Interesting.
looks like I'm in that window over there. If you could see the
It
window there,
does,
it looks like you could see me from that window.
It was more pronounced earlier. It was funnier earlier. It didn't look like you were squared up in the window. But
And you look
yeah.
you look 4'11" in that seat.
You
Because of the
did.
way it's set up, where we're set up and where you're set up,
I know.
you look like you're like, dude, look at little Joey.
You got to angle your camera down a little bit.
Yeah, it makes you look like you're like
Rule
you
of
know.
thirds, Joey. Rule of
Yeah,
thirds.
ooh, yeah, big time.
There we go. There we go. Now you could check out our parking lot. I know they've been talking a lot about the parking lot over there on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. If you know you want to go out there and bring some signs, we might be able to read them from the camera.
Or just come down here like you're going to yoga and just stand there.
Well, we won't be able to see you there.
I can.
I can see you.
Hello. How are you?
Or whenever Nebraska beats Creighton in the basketball game again, Jake Sorensen might as well show up behind and wave the Husker flag right behind you, Connor.
That is
I
That would
might
be
think about
so
doing,
incredible.
I might be
For
thinking
take
about
a
idea.
day off from his own show to come to this show
Yeah.
and wave a flag. That's
I was
dedication.
thinking of doing that if the Packers beat the Bears sometime next season. Just go park over there,
That's
grab my
brilliant.
Packers flag, and just wave it during
That's
the midday
brilliant.
show.
And I will
Actually-
get a sign that says no one's more overrated than their damn quarterback.
Yes.
I'll do
okay.
it with you.
So
I love
legitimately though, we should get like a tall flagpole and then put up whatever flag and just have it
I like
sitting
it.
in
Like the
back.
club flag, the club winning
The
thing,
W.
whatever. The W.
Oh,
yeah.
for
Fly
John,
the
for
W.
John Bishop, he would love that.
Except for not that flag.
Not that flag,
Yeah.
but just a flag that's
Just
like
a
that.
flag that's
like
like
that, similar to that.
Michael, you're famous for many things. Having lists is one of them.
I have lists.
But one of your most famous lists of your lists that are famous is your irrational hatred list,
I have that
Which-
always.
constantly gets updated.
Yes, updated every day.
And so last time you filled in for Schaefer, I don't know, would have been probably, I don't know how long it was ago, months ago now.
Mhm.
We updated the list, or you gave us your updated list. And now I assume it's all changed.
I have a new list.
Awesome.
It's my irrational angry list, I call it. The first one is based off of, and I don't know many people know about this because it depends on if you listen to the shows in the stream or podcast like that way. There's a T-Mobile commercial where this woman apparently is in Lincoln and she can't find the stadium and she doesn't have signal good enough on her phone to where she can look it up. So she has to stop somebody on the side of the road
Wow, roasted.
and ask them about how to get to the stadium because she wants to make the opening lineup
Okay.
of the football game.
I've never seen this before.
This thing
I've
is
not
on
seen it.
constantly. First of all, it's not rural enough to not have a signal. It's hard to miss the stadium
That's what I
anywhere
was
in
going to say.
Lincoln.
They're roasting Lincoln up in there.
Apparently, yeah. But I hate the commercial because it makes no sense. And why are they making this woman sound like she doesn't know what she's talking about by putting it, she wants to be there in time for the opening lineups?
Hey, maybe she thought she was going to Madison Square Garden and it was the Big East final and she thought Hypnotize was going to come on and, like you need to be there at the starting lineup for the Big East final, but not for a Nebraska football game.
Probably. And the opening lineups?
The opening
opening lineups?
No.
It's baseball.
Well, I thought you were talking about football.
It is football. She's saying opening lineups, which is baseball.
Opening lineups.
Yeah.
Opening lineups I take to mean like player introductions.
Right. They don't. Oh, you mean up on a screen?
They should, they do it on the screen.
On the screen, yeah.
They should do it like they do in the NFL. They bring out the best players one
Well, I think they'll bring out the defense or the whole offensive
They'll
line or
bring it,
whatever
yeah.
their pick is. Yeah.
One by one?
Yeah. I hate that commercial. I hate sound pollution.
Mike says I hate that commercial too.
It's a
Oh
horrible
my
commercial.
God, I hate sound pollution.
I had a guy drive by me yesterday on a motorcycle, right? And that's fine. You want to ride a motorcycle? That's fine. He had a helmet on. Good for him. It was so loud that I turned my radio up as loud as I could get it, and I still couldn't hear what I was listening to.
Senselessly loud things.
Or people who have cars that they're designed to make them louder.
100%.
You should be getting, there are tickets for this. There are violations over a certain dB. They should be able to give you a fine.
When I was a kid during the time where everybody thought it was really cool to have giant subwoofers in their trunk.
Oh, yes. I had that. Yes.
Do you remember this
Yeah.
time?
I had that.
That was a weird time.
I had that.
It still happens.
Is it still happening?
They're still doing that?
I know certain people that are interested in that
It's
hobby.
very, very weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Invest
It
in
was
that.
happening a lot.
And I had it. But you know what? I didn't drive with it playing like that. It was when we would have something in a parking lot, we would park.
But what would happen was it was not only that the music was loud, is the subs would rattle the car.
Yeah.
It would go brrr, brrr. Like, how do you listen to that?
People with glass
That's not
blowers
cool.
need to be arrested.
That's not fun.
Poshmark, Macari, Vinted, Depop, all those damn sites that sell used clothes. All of them. I don't care if the dress is $8. I don't care if the shoes are $4. I don't care about any of that. Go away. My wife has so many of these clothes now.
Temu?
That's actually new clothes.
Okay,
These are all used clothes. Used clothes outlets you're buying from these people. And the upstairs basement is like a Marshall's. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stop that. Go
I've
away.
heard those words that you just said before,
Mhm.
but I've never known what they do. So thank you for telling
That's
me.
what they all are.
Yeah.
I believe there should be a true way to arrest people who rubberneck at an accident on the interstate. Like they should be another cop that's there handling the accident, a third cop that's over there just watching people who slow down to look. And as soon as they get through it, you pull them over and you give them a ticket.
It's great. There should never be traffic on the other side. If there's a divider in between the two roads, there should never be traffic on the other side watching to see what happens on the accident on the other side.
Honestly, even on the side with the accident, if it's off to the shoulder,
Seriously.
there shouldn't be. But there is, because people have to. It's none of your damn business.
100%.
None of your damn
Just
business.
drive, man.
Drives me nuts. This is a personal one from my house. The silverware. It's pretty simple. There are forks. There are spoons. There are knives. The forks go where the forks go. The spoons go where the spoons go. And the knives go where the knives go. It's not that complicated. It's really easy. Just put them where they go.
Do you have a separator for like big fork, small fork?
So I have... In my,
Big spoon,
I have
small
a
spoon?
fancy knife section over here
Same,
that you put it in
the
here,
block.
and then I have two of these containers that you put the spoons in. This I have a real problem with spatulas. I buy way too many spatulas. I have so many spatulas. I have all kinds of spatulas. I have a spatula that goes to 1,000 degrees. I have spatulas. We have one for spatulas. The other one is just for silverware, just silverware, and the last area is for chopsticks. Because we have a lot of those metal or plastic or chopsticks.
I don't do chopsticks.
So I love chopsticks. So it's really simple. It's not that hard. And the last
I'm
one
not
is
cultured enough.
I love chopsticks. When I was a junior in high school, Coach Tillett, who was our basketball coach, taught us how to order wine at a restaurant, how to
what a
eat with
great class.
chopsticks. It was a civics class, but he taught us how to go out for junior prom.
I think I have pretty good finger dexterity.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I just never have gotten the chop. It never makes sense to me. The
Really?
chopsticks thing.
You
should teach me.
My young kid, my youngest at 3 was using chopsticks.
Man,
Yeah,
that's so
Logan
cool.
like that. The last one is I'm tired of these triggering ads on Disney and Hulu when I'm streaming stuff. Right? I don't have either major depression or schizophrenia or bipolar. I don't need new tampons. All of these things should be targeted to me if they're going to put them. And they're giving me things that make no sense. And they all kind of terrify me.
So, Michael, the thing is, they are targeted to you. Your Disney Plus thinks you have schizophrenia, I think.
Really? Well, it's not even that.
I'm pretty sure it's targeted toward you.
What scares me is...
Because I don't get those commercials.
What scares me is all of the side effects that they didn't list. They're
only side
terrifying.
effects. Yes.
The side effects are so much worse than the idea. And then yesterday, the commercial, have you heard the commercial for there's a once a month pill you take for HIV? And the guy's like, I was taking a pill every day and I'm not taking a pill any day. I want this once a month. Look, they've invented a drug to save your life. You got a death sentence. They invented a pill for it. But no, as an American, I can't be bothered to take it every day. Hell no. I need once a month.
How big is the pill?
It's very tiny.
Oh, it can't be tiny.
The new pill. I don't know.
They
show the daily pill. It's like on the back of. he's got like this thing and they're all like bees attached to it and the pills keep falling off. It's a very weird commercial. But I'm like, dude, they invented something to save your life and you're complaining because you got to take it every day.
The once a month pill has to be just gigantic.
It's probably really big. Yeah.
It has
very
to
potent. Yeah, very potent.
A text from John on the text line: chopsticks usage is akin to the U.S. soccer system. Not sure how, but I feel foreign when I'm using chopsticks.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot. I was lost. I was confused by that. Yeah, that's. I like them because you can pick the things out when you're eating. Right? Like, for example,
I would love to be able to do it.
I just want this particular mushroom. I just want this particular piece of meat. And so you can pick it out as you go. Well, I like that.
Mostly what it is for me is I go to a restaurant that requires chopsticks or that encourages chopstick usage. I want to experience that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be cool with everybody else.
I will always.
But I'm the weird guy from Omaha with a fork.
I will always love Coach Sillett because not only he's the one that taught us
it's a great lesson.
Piss poor performance, proper performance prevents piss poor. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
There we go.
Taught me that as a junior. Taught me how to use chopsticks. Taught me how to order wine at a restaurant because back then it was 18 for New Orleans. All kind of stuff. How to ask a girl out. All kinds of things he went through with us when we were juniors.
That's great.
He was a great man.
Intelligence for your life.
Exactly. Things you actually need to know. Now, basically, civics, I do need to know now because it's a different era. But back then, I didn't need to know civics.
What's the thing? What is the thing that everybody knows how to do that I just can't?
Besides chopsticks.
Using chopsticks is pretty high up on the list of a thing that I really should know how to do that I can
My
not
son can't
consistently
whistle.
enough.
My son cannot whistle. Both whistles.
That's a whistle.
How about?
I can't do that. No, I can't do that one.
Yeah.
No. I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, he can't do it. So a whistle's one of them. Which is crazy because I thought everybody knew how to whistle. I thought it was just a normal thing. And now I'm learning as I go along that people can't whistle.
Yeah, I'm sure people will look at, they'll say, well, it's not that hard to whistle. Just know how to whistle. Same thing with chopsticks. It's not that hard to use a chopstick.
I think if you try to do it, I would
need to sit down and do a lesson and then multiple lessons.
Next time you go, ask for the kid chopsticks. Start with them. They take
what
the
do
chopsticks.
they do?
So they take two chopsticks. They put a little piece of like cardboard between them with a rubber band.
Yeah.
And it allows you to be able to
together.
practice.
Yeah.
And you can practice with those and you'll get better.
I want to get better at chopsticks.
I want you to get better with chopsticks.
That's my goal for the rest of 2026. Before we talk to Jake, I'd like to bring this up to you. You are also a purveyor of food and new food items and things of that nature. Do you go to the state fairs?
We go every year. We go on Veterans Day,
Nebraska?
the last one. The last day is for veterans.
Have you ever been to the Iowa State Fair?
Once.
They tell me that it's good.
It's incredible.
The Iowa State Fair is
I
awesome.
would go Iowa, Minnesota, then Nebraska.
The Minnesota State Fair is wild. I've
That's your
heard
order.
stories about the Minnesota State Fair, the buckets of cookies.
Everything is great there.
Things of that
really
nature.
good food.
Iowa has the
Butter cow.
Okay, so new this year, this went kind of viral yesterday. To the Iowa State Fair, an ice cream cone dipped in butter.
How does that even?
I don't know.
So the butter would have to be melted.
The butter is melted in a bowl,
and it can't be warm enough to where it doesn't melt the ice cream.
And the butter can't be, it can't congeal, right? Because it has to be melted.
Yeah,
butter.
it needs to once it hits the ice cream congeal, like the magic shell.
It almost is like a dip cone,
like magic shell.
Yeah.
I've had fried butter. I've had that before, but I've never had butter on my ice cream.
I'm looking at this video right now, and it went around Twitter yesterday. I don't know why you would do this outside of the things that you normally go to a state fair for, which is just gluttony for the most part. I mean,
have you had a fried Milky Way?
No.
It might be the greatest thing on the planet.
Fried candy is always so weird to me.
Milky Way, and then they put the powdered sugar over it. It's glorious.
Fried candy sounds crazy.
No, it's incredible. I wouldn't get a Snickers because I don't do peanut stuff, but I love the fried Milky Way. It's incredible. You should try it. It's kind of melted, and then you got the funnel cake batter over the top of it, and you eat through there, and then they have the powdered sugar.
I don't like stuff that's going to be too messy.
Fork knife.
Yeah.
I don't eat it with my hands.
Chris, by the way, writes in, speaking of Iowa, the Iowa State Fair is in Des Moines, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's in Des Moines.
Yeah.
Chris says, Connor, I'm heading to Des Moines this weekend for my son's baseball tournament. How many bottles of hot sauce do you want me to grab for you? Don't worry. The hot sauce heist 2026 is coming up in just a few weeks.
So this is the thing you got in trouble for, or no? When you were stealing hot sauce?
I didn't get any trouble for it.
I
They
thought you
haven't
got in
ca-
trouble.
They haven't caught me.
Oh, but they know you're doing it.
Oh, they don't.
They're looking for you.
Everyone knows.
You're on the most wanted list.
Probably.
Okay, what kind of hot sauce is it again?
It's Pancheros.
Oh, okay. We used to have one of those here.
I know, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I like that.
Every year
Did you
when
go
we
to the
come
one
back
at Village
from
Point, or did you go to the other one?
No, when we play in this golf tournament in Dubuque, Iowa every
Oh,
year.
yeah.
We drive
The
back
gateway to the West.
through the masterpiece on the Mississippi. Thank you. And then we drive back through the state of Iowa, stop at Pancheros for lunch on the way home, and I steal like 3 bottles of hot sauce. It's great.
First, it was the first developed city west of something. Dubuque is. There's a sign when
West
you're
of
driving.
something.
I can't remember what it is. That's not the Mississippi. It's something.
It's called I have a shirt. I bought a shirt from their like Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
It says Dubuque, the masterpiece on the Mississippi. I almost actually wore it today.
I like that.
I like Dubuque.
I
Iowa,
love alliteration.
and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
No, it's got a great spelling too.
We'll take a break. Jake Sorensen is our next guest. We'll get him up here on a Friday, and then we'll send you off into the weekend right after this on 1620 The Zone.
I'm kind of psychotic. So what else is new? I think you guys both know that my psychology is probably really can't assess how it operates. I don't even know how my brain works at all most days either. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, guys. We have not won a playoff game in 25 years. I don't believe ever in moral victory because they're a waste of time. My whole life would be a moral victory at that point. They're going to lose. It's the way sports go. It's very hard to go undefeated. I got the Royals going to the World Series this year. I don't care. I will follow this team wherever they go, and I will not complain about where they play at. I don't want them to lose a game, but I kind of want to lose a game for the sake of
Jake
pressure.
Sorensen for losing.
Fridays with Jake Sorensen.
If I see him, I would not shake his hand.
93.7 The Ticket on Happer and Schaefer. 1620 The Zone.
We do morning show, guys. We're always on low sleep. That's the way it is.
And we are joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our dear friend, Jake Sorensen from the Ticket in Lincoln. Jake, good morning. How are you?
Gentlemen, hello. Happy Friday.
Have you met my dear friend, Michael Severe?
We know each other.
I have. The last time I saw Michael, I believe, was at a Omaha Storm Chasers game, probably, 4 or 5 years ago.
No. We saw each other at the College World Series over in the fancy tent they have for the
Blur tent.
Yeah, the Blur tent. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
You guys were doing shows there. I walked over.
Yeah.
You were on the couch. We shook hands. I said, "How are the Dolphins doing?"
Yeah, and it's always bad, but we hang in there.
I don't know if you ever get a chance to listen to the afternoon show, but they proposed something yesterday, and I'm curious, what drink should the Dolphins players, the former Dolphins players, drink if the team goes 0-17 this year and do the opposite of perfect? How do they, what should they drink? They toast with champagne when somebody loses. What should they toast with when they go 0-17? If they go 0-17.
Oh, my God. That's a question right there. If they go 0-17, Malort, maybe something like that.
I just found out about this stuff. That's funny. They said spoiled milk is what they said.
It's a great idea.
That works too. Well, spoiled milk, Malort. They're all in the same category of nastiness, so that's probably fair.
So will Don Shula smoke 2 cigars at once? He smokes a cigar every year when the last undefeated team loses. When the Dolphins go 0-16, this year.
0-17 to tie 17-0.
Oh, that's right.
That's why it's poetic.
He's dead.
Yeah, he died.
Well, you can smoke a cigar in heaven.
I guess he could.
Don't allow that. I don't think they allow it in heaven.
Smoking with us right now.
No smoking in heaven.
That can't be a rule.
I hope it is.
If
I'm not going there.
Heaven has been described to me as like the 90s by a lot of people. You could smoke in restaurants in the 90s.
That's not even funny. So it's really bad music.
You guys don't think I'm funny?
No, you're funny. You're hilarious.
All right, Jake. The summer travels for you. Where do they take you this weekend? I'm sure it's somewhere.
Yeah, I'm actually heading up this afternoon, taking the trek up to Valentine to play the Prairie Club.
Oh, nice.
Up there, a little golf. Not you and I once went tubing down the river up there in Niobrara and Sparks. I'm not doing that this time, but playing golf tomorrow and Sunday and coming home and be back to work Monday.
I almost got divorced because we did the canoe thing on the Niobrara with our 100-pound lab who thought you could just step out into the water, which you can't do, by the way. And I was in the front, she was in the back, and she kept trying to mess up the steering. And we almost got divorced up there. It was bad.
Yikes.
Don't ever tube or canoe with your or kayak with your wife. It's my opinion.
I won't do that. Noted.
No, don't do it.
And it's a long, taxing day.
It is. It's exhausting.
I can't imagine it with a dog.
With a dog, a giant dog.
So no river tubing / tanking, just golf for you.
Just golf and booze and all that good stuff.
Smart.
Is Nebraska the only place that tanks?
Oh no,
I had never heard of it until I got here, and we went on a trip and we stopped, and there was this tanking place. Do they do it in Colorado? They have lots of rivers there. They do it in Colorado.
Jake, do you know?
I don't know. I could see Wyoming maybe doing it. They have nothing to do out there besides, nothing. So I could see them tanking in Wyoming, but I don't think it's big in South Dakota. I don't know if it's big in Colorado. It might just be a Nebraska thing.
You might be right. I think you might have nailed it. The spirit of it, though. You just do it when there's nothing else to do in places.
Is tanking just a Nebraska thing?
Makes sense in Wyoming.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It came from the Sandhills. It's a statewide tradition. Now they have it says they have stock tank outfitters in neighboring states like Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and South Dakota now. But it started in Nebraska.
Okay,
There you
now
go.
we got it. That's research right there.
That's quick. Google.
Jake, do you have any thoughts on the Kansas City Royals this week, who I don't know if you watched, but they did go viral a couple different times this week.
Oh, yeah.
One time specifically for making 3 errors on one play.
Yeah. So my question for you is, you're a bigger baseball guy than me. What was Kaggs doing on that throw that just went to nowhere?
I don't know.
Obviously, he's upset. He's upset about the throw Lugo made and didn't pick it, and he just picks it up and just chucks it, not in the stands, but damn near close to it. And of course, the throw to home was bad. I don't know what Kaggs was doing on that throw, but that was horrible.
The best excuse that I could come up with, Jake, is that first baseman, I know he's, part-time outfielder obviously as well, but first basemen are in the mode of not throwing so much, and he just, completely overshot whatever he was looking for on that. But I don't know what he was looking for.
I don't either, but the best part is they scored 16 runs in that game and still won 16-11, and then they decided to not play baseball the next 2 games, standard for the Royals, and give up 5 runs in the 8th to lose 6-1 on 2 days ago. And then, of course, yesterday they blow it and give up 5 runs in an inning. And that's right. That's the Royal season. Back to 19 games below 500 is just a complete and utter waste of time. And I keep seeing all these rumors that they don't want to trade guys. And I said, how can this team, with the guy that Lugo going to be 37 years old, Walker's 35, how can you not trade those guys right now? You cannot run this back as is next year, or everyone has to get fired versus just Quatraro.
You want to make your life better, Jake?
What?
Stop watching baseball. I quit watching baseball 3 years ago.
Minimal.
I do so much cool stuff now that I wouldn't be doing because I'd be watching baseball. Just stop watching baseball. Just quit it. Your life will be so much better. You know why Connor hasn't seen so many movies and stuff? Because he watches baseball all the time.
Yeah.
Just quit.
Well, I have not watched a ton this year because the Royals have made it very just unpleasant to watch the sport of baseball. So I'm on that path right now, Michael. I really am.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, the stuff that you do see though is just the hilarity of mistakes that they continue to make on a daily basis. I don't know why they've never been like a huge trade deadline team. They don't, for whatever reason. It feels like there's certain principles that the Royals organization lives by,
like Nebraska football.
We don't do this because we don't do this, and it always happens, and then always every year they're like one of the bottom 5 organizations in baseball. So I don't get it.
At what point do you realize? Listen, our lineup is Tolbert has been great for that little stretch, but he's not a starting player. You got Nick Lofton, you got Lane Thomas, you've got Starling Marte. These guys should not be starting on MLB teams. That's half your lineup. I know there's injuries, but they just cannot stay status quo, or else it's just going to be horrific. Because we all know the minors aren't chock full of talent right now for the Royals, and so they have to trade these guys. They have to somewhat blow it up and keep Kaggs, Bobby, and Jensen, and probably maybe another guy in there. But you don't keep any pitcher at all at this point. You can trade all of them.
Sterling Marte. I know a guy. I know that name.
He played for the Mets.
I knew that name.
Yeah.
I knew that name. I know that. I recognize that reference.
Michael famously muted baseball from his life. Not only stopped watching baseball, but anytime baseball comes up, immediately runs the other way.
Yes, I did. I muted it on Twitter. There's nothing.
I broke the news to Michael Severe is a self-proclaimed Mets fan.
I was
Jake.
since 1973.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I broke the news to him yesterday that Juan Soto played for the Mets.
Not Mike Piazza anymore. He's gone. Mike Piazza's gone.
I quit. So I quit. I said years ago, if they get rid of allowing pitchers to hit, if they institute the DH in the National League, it's the reason why I never watched the American League. I was going to quit watching baseball. So the day they did it, I stopped watching baseball, and I have not watched baseball since. And I've taken baseball from my life. Matter of fact, I was surprised the other day that the season was still going on. When I saw that highlight, I'm like, oh, it's not over with yet? When does it end? So yeah, I don't. I'm out of that. It's great. It's awesome.
Did you watch the 15 World Series when the Royals beat the Mets in 5 games, or are you done at that point?
This is only 3 years ago. That was so 2 things happened that year. One, if you remember, one of the games was on Halloween, and it was my job to hand out the candy, and I was so pissed every time somebody would ring the doorbell or come to the door. So I was trying to watch the game, and of course, as you know, the Mets led every game of that series and still lost the World Series. And so yes, Jake, I watched it. Jake, I hate Eric Hosmer. Jake, yes.
Clarify. I had to make sure you weren't.
It's 3 years. You know when they did the DH thing. It was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
We do have Cags in the home run derby, though, which is exciting.
What's a Cags?
You seem like Jack Caglione is a person. He played in the College World Series a couple of years ago. Remember him from Florida?
Florida.
Yes.
Yes.
Jack Caglione. He plays for the Royals.
Power hitter. Yeah.
Big power hitter.
I remember.
Right. So, Jake, I'm just gonna guess. I'm going to guess that you might be the kind of person who is a little bit shy about his players joining the home run derby because you are concerned about the future of the swing after participating in the home run derby. Am I right about this?
You are 100% correct, Happer. You are 100% correct. Here comes a terrible second half for Cags. We're swinging for the fences, hits about 110 in the second half, and we just end up 40 games below 500 because everything falls apart. So why not? Why not?
See, but I really enjoyed when the polar bear was winning multiple. I thought that was kind of cool.
He loved the home run
I thought
derby.
that was kind of cool to watch that.
He was really good
as a
at
Mets
it.
fan at the time. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know why you wouldn't want.
So if he's going to have a terrible second half, Jake, as has been projected, then why don't we just have him win it? Would that be the best Royals moment of the year?
Why the hell not? The only thing you win all season long is a home run derby. So I guess for the sake of having something to claim this year, let's have him win the derby. Sure, we'll go with that.
Do you think that heaven has a smoking section?
Yes.
Okay, he does.
Okay,
that's the question asked. Josh asked, do you think
it's like an Applebee's? Heaven's like an Applebee's.
Not in Omaha, baby. Thank God.
I have one final one for you here, Jake. So I'm reading a story on in the Omaha World Herald that just came out. It is a time machine prediction about something that's going to happen in the future for Nebraska basketball.
What?
And it involves a neutral site game against UConn at Madison Square Garden.
Whoa.
This is not going to happen in any sort of reality.
That would be awesome.
I don't think. But the prediction is from the writer of the story is this. A game at the Garden that's supposed to be a semi-away game for the Huskers, but I suspect will feature as much red as blue. If Nebraska and UConn were to play at Madison Square Garden, do you think that Nebraska fans would outnumber UConn fans?
Several things I have to ask about this.
Yes.
Would this be in November during football season, or is this like in December when it's like in between the bowl games? Because if it's football season and it's like a Saturday, then I can't see that happening. But if like it's December, then I could see something like over the holidays or before the holidays. I could see Nebraska showing up big in New York City.
I don't think it could happen. There's too many Connecticut alumni in New York.
100%.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I would want to go.
You would see red in the stands, but it would not be happening.
I would like to go to that.
It would be fun to if it.
I'll take any excuse to go to New York. My son's playing in a big esports tournament in March, and we're like, I said to my wife, I said, we should go with him. What the hell?
I love New York.
I love New York. I'll go to New York tomorrow. Let's go now.
Jake, do you love New York?
Want to go to Jake? Want to go to New York?
I like New York when I went there for the bowl game 2 years ago. So I'd go back.
That's right. Let's go. We'll pack them along. All right, Jake. Enjoy your weekend up in the great northern part of Nebraska.
Have fun.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Jake.
Jake Sorensen from the
What do you
Ticket.
think they should drink if they do the reverse perfect? They went 17-0 in 1971, 72, and then they go 0-17 this year. What should they drink?
The worst beer you could possibly find.
And that is?
I had this beer in college. I think it cost like $8 for a 30-pack. It was called Beer 30.
What?
It was terrible.
Have you ever had Pearl Light?
No.
They're terrible. First beer I ever had in my life was Pearl Light.
Pearl Light.
Yeah, it's a Texas-based beer. We don't drink a lot of beer in Louisiana, but we have Dixie and Abita. But I had Pearl Light. It was
Abita's good. Yeah.
Abita's solid. You can get Abita here in Omaha.
You can for a long time now.
You can get it at Acadia, whatever his name.
How about Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper sucks. They should drink Dr. Pepper.
What's wrong with you?
They should drink Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper sucks.
Dr. Pepper sucks.
Dr. Pepper Zero is the best zero soda
that
on
has
the market.
To be the worst version of Dr. Pepper.
It's the best zero on the market. It tastes just like Dr. Pepper, which is awesome. Are you a Mr. Pibb guy?
No.
What do you have against Dr. Pepper? It's incredible.
It tastes like candy. Why would I want to drink that?
All sodas are filled with sugar.
Yeah.
Except the ones that are zeros.
I could have like one real Coca-Cola.
Coke loaded.
Every probably month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Right.
Other than that, it's Diet Coke.
Well, I haven't had, I think Diet Coke's horrible. I think that tastes
love
bad.
Diet Coke.
I remember the day it came out, right? Diet Coke to replace Tab. It was going to be the Tab replacement.
That's right.
I thought it was brutal then. First place I had was McDonald's. They introduced it. Then they came out with Coke Zero, which I love.
We have differing tastes on sodas.
I didn't know you had that. Yeah, we just had a handshake meme earlier on a bunch of stuff.
All right, when we come back, I want to round out the show. And
what are we doing?
I do want to touch on this prediction article that I've just seen on this question.
How many predictions are there?
There's a few.
Nice.
This is
July.
Yeah. This
I'm
is
filling
July.
column inches.
Much like this is March, this is July.
Yes.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
This is Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone.
All right, we leave you this week on a little insanity. All right, so
insanity?
No,
Insanity.
this is real insanity. So this is from the Omaha World Herald.
Yes, sir.
Ben Duty.
I know him.
I visited Nebraska basketball's future. It involves a big game on a big stage.
Okay.
You should see this view. It's early November of 2027. I'm writing you from which during football season, as Jake mentioned, I'm writing you from the future after taking a spin in the World Herald time machine.
Okay.
I dust off at least once a year.
I found it.
It turns out, he made a bad prediction last year about the future of Nebraska football and how good they were going to be. So he uses, that up front.
Yes.
This is about basketball. He says the setting I punched into the machine to get me here is called Hoops Heaven. I chose this setting for two reasons. Obviously, Nebraska's running the tournament to Oklahoma City, their fan takeover, all those different things, and he doesn't like Nebraska's non-con schedule for this year. Nebraska has a rabid fan base that's willing and able to travel. It now also has a program that's proven it can hang with the best teams in the sport. The Hoops Heaven setting sent me to a world where Husker fans have the non-conference series they deserve. I'm in Manhattan, and while I love a Big 8 matchup with K-State, it's not Manhattan, Kansas. I'm in the Big Apple, walking down 7th Ave toward Madison Square Garden. There's red everywhere, and it's only 7 a.m., a full 12 hours before tonight's game. There are Husker power chants echoing across 34th Street for the second straight day. Nebraska fans flooded the city yesterday. And on and on and on we go. It's Nebraska and UConn at the world's most famous, he says America's most famous arena. It's actually called the world's most famous arena.
That's right.
And they will play a non-con game in the Dreams.
But Jake is right. If depends on what it is. Depends on when they play that game.
Okay.
First week of December.
I have a couple things.
Okay.
If Nebraska and UConn play each other in basketball at Madison Square Garden, it's not going to be painted red.
No, it would not
Okay.
be. Nope.
Just no way.
There's too many Connecticut graduates.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
Get a grip. Wake up.
Yeah.
This is not reality. I know this is not reality by definition. I know that's what we're doing here. That's not a real thing.
Yeah. Neither is a time machine.
Neither is a time machine. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Also, I do like the idea of a big non-con game for
I would
Nebraska.
love that. I love a home and home with that.
Yeah, I love the idea of playing UConn just in general.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah,
It'll be the new Creighton, Alabama.
I don't know. Like if
That
you
was
look
good
at
games.
if you look at what UConn has done in their non-con over the last couple of years,
Yeah.
I mean, they're really big on these neutral site games, but they're playing blue blood programs. I mean, they're playing everybody.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying Nebraska's not a blue blood program. That doesn't
You
seem
know
that
why?
insane
Because
to
they
me.
were red blood pupper.
They are.
That's what they are. They're red
They
bloods.
do not. Their blood is not blue in
No,
this case.
It's red.
Yeah. So that's
Is that the only thing he predicted?
he predicted that there would be a neutral site game in November of 27, and then there would be a home game for Nebraska at Pinnacle Bank Arena in 28 against UConn, and then a semi-home game for the Huskers in Kansas City in 29,
Okay.
and then a game at Gamble in 2030. So he's predicting a 4-game
Series with UConn.
series with UConn.
That would be really cool.
It would be the coolest thing
I would
ever.
love that.
But it would be not possible.
Are there two coaches on the planet more inverse personality than Hurley and Hoiberg?
I bet Dan Hurley and Fred Hoiberg would get along.
Oh, I'm not. I think
Yeah.
Hurley would be
But
fun to hang
as
out
far
with.
as
at
how
all.
they coach-
how they are
Yeah.
as people, I think they'd be as opposite, but the antithesis
Very much so.
of Hurley is Hoiberg.
Very much so.
I'd like to see how he is with the fan base in Lincoln. Just whenever something doesn't go their way.
He would love it.
I'm a huge fan of that guy.
I love Hurley.
I
he
love
wins
Hurley.
and he doesn't care. He's that guy we were talking about earlier, Deadpool.
Wow.
He says
We
whatever
have
he wants.
3 Hurley lovers in the
I've
room.
always liked him.
I have too.
I do too.
I'm in on Hurley. Like I
He makes the
does-
conference great.
Have you ever watched, he's got a book and all these different things,
Yeah.
but like you watch him when he's not in the game coaching basketball, he is hilarious.
He's a funny guy.
engaging, and like he's seems like a very, very normal person.
Do you believe
He's a Royals fan too, by the way.
Well, now I hate him. Do you realize that the reason why he is a better coach than his brother is because you can't be also a great player and a great coach?
Mm.
I have a friend that tells me that all the time. He goes, Bobby Hurley, obviously the better player,
He was an average player.
average coach, And then, of course, Dan Hurley, average player, great coach.
That is basically proven out to be 100% true
The
over the
only
history
guy,
of time.
there's
Yeah.
maybe more, but the one guy you point to is Larry Bird.
Yeah.
With his success he had as a head basketball coach, being one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
But most of them fail miserably.
There's hardly anybody who's
Like
a great
Magic.
player and they just turn into, a great coach.
Like Magic said, I won't be there.
Exactly. All right. So there you go. That's
was awesome. I
that's
like
the
that.
time machine.
I wish he'd be more creative and do some more of that. That'd be fun.
All right. So check that out.
This guy is an idiot.
More
Mike
like
says.
magical school bus.
Oh, love the Magic School Bus was the best.
Miss Frizzle.
Yep. The song I know. I don't know the
That's her name, Miss Frizzle.
in the song.
She was up with the Magic
Magic Bus.
television show.
Yeah, she's
I'm
the
talking about
teacher.
the
She
Who.
drives the bus.
The Magic Bus.
Oh,
About the song.
I thought you were talking about the Magic School Bus.
Magic Bus.
Oh, yeah, that's a different
Magic
thing.
Bus. Yeah,
I
sorry.
thought you were
my
talking
fault.
about the Magic School Bus. Anyway, that's had a couple references on the show. Michael, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for
are
having me.
quitting on the crossover today.
I have to go. I got things to do.
Say goodbye to Matt.
Thank you to our good friend Michael Severe.
That will do it for us today. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossover still happens. Coming up next. Happer and